That's it right there. That's it. Yep, yep. We know how we do it, man. We're paying equals way of boxing, baby. Hey, we got to talk about something today, man. Keep it serious, man. Keep it serious today, man. Keep that serious face on, man. I need that serious energy. I don't care. We're going to laugh and all that. We're going to laugh, but I want to break some stuff down that, see, because, like I said, we do levels, man. The web got different layers to it. You know what I mean? It's not just you just getting the web. Oh, that's the web. That's it. That's all this. No. Because you'll get your ass web completely up. So we got to explore this to where we look at it and we see the web. With, like, for instance, we're going to see today, I'm going to bring up some stuff and I'm going to wait for responses. I'm probably not going to get no responses because it's going to be, I'm going to make it plain and simple. And that way you'll start understanding, that, a lot of the comparisons that we come up with, it is just, we can't compare anymore. And I'm just going to break it down just to show you that boxing itself is a lost art. It's been lost for a while. And every once in a while we'll get a couple of people in there. And they'll do some good things, and we're like, okay, that's good. He's good. He's doing what he got to do. That's right. But it's not up to the standard of where it should be. And nobody got the clue when I was telling y'all. I said, look, man, everybody want to be a fighter. Everybody wants to fight. As a matter of fact, even the conversation that's in the air, when you got 50-something-year-old fighters that want to come back and fight, then there has to be a problem. And nobody's recognizing that. Nobody can see it. You can't see it. Why can't you see it? If these older fighters want to come back and get that action, whether they're just talking about it or not, that would make me want to step my game up. It's like, God dang, I got to step my damn game up, man. I got to step my game up. But anyway, let me give a couple of salutes out there right now. Shout out to Gil to the Coles is up in here. Salute to him. He said, sup, Eagles Web. He said the answer is hashtag play the flute. Nah. Yeah, I see Sporty's Advantage out there. He said, what up, Eagle Web? What's up to my people out there who are going to And I see Wilder's name already, so I'm not gonna bring up Wilder much. We're not gonna clown on Wilder or nothing like that. Because, okay, well, we're going to talk about that. That's part of the subject. And I'm going to put this out there. So, and I brought it up a little bit. Nobody wanted to pay attention to it. Nobody wants to pay attention to it. And I'm not paying attention to Gil. Because I read your first words and I read your last. I see your hashtag down there. I might erase your shit. But I'm going to say F your hashtag, okay? Because there's no, so if you, I'm not gonna start off with that. We'll get into it. Or maybe we will start off with it. I don't know. Gil always act like that he's my champion here, so he feels that he's the one dictate what I talk about first, second, third. That's what I'm gonna talk about first, second, and third. I'm gonna get your ass is what I'm gonna get, and I'm glad my brother DB is up in here. I haven't even got to him yet, but D to the Bailey's up in here. D to the Bailey has got my back. He gonna F y'all up. I'm just letting you know now. That y'all not gonna start off in the Eagles Web with your shit like you usually do. And we're gonna keep it straight. Linear and everything else. We're gonna keep it straight. That's how we do up here in the Eagles Web. But we're gonna make it out. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get this done. But let me shoot my other couple of brothers that I see that they dropped down the web and they wanted to say what's up. I see D Ray out there. He said salute. He said salute Web. He said 100. He said I fucks with you. He got that mic up. That's right. and then D to the Bailey out there said salute Eagles Web boxing and then salute to Gil Coles. Yep. That's what it is, man. That's how my fam come in here, man. People don't understand Eagles Web boxing. They don't understand this. They don't understand this small channel. They don't get it. A lot of them don't. But if they stumble up in here, the ones that stumble up in here, they like, oh shit, what forum is this? How come I missed out on this forum? Because I don't even, when's the last time you guys ever heard me say smash the subscribe? When's the last time that you guys have ever heard me say that? You guys haven't heard it. I may say it today, but let's look. I hardly ever say that. Yeah. Hurricane starting his bullshit already. Let me see what he wrote. Wrote anyway. Since I saluted y'all out, let me see what Hurricane got. He said, did Wilder have a dent in his head, or was he swole up? I mean, I didn't know. You can dent a bone. No, the head. He laughing. Hashtag no excuses. No, the head, Gil. You can dent. You can have your fucking whole. You can have your head caved in. There's people that's actually missing part of. There's a guy that I read about that he's actually missing one side of his whole skull. They didn't put shit back in there because they didn't have the technology to put the plate, to plate it up for the whole side. The whole side. So he has. So in other words, this whole side he has cranial structure, but the other side he has nothing. But what they mean by dent, what happens is you got these loose. You have these bones, and they're actually. Once you get rid of that, you got your skull is kind of soft. So what happens is when you're born, your skull is real soft. You got this real pliable, and you have you gain. Actually, you lose a couple of bones because they fuse together. You lose 2 bones, I think, if I remember my medicine right. And so what happens is these bones grow together like this, and they fuse. At first, it's open, like up in top, up here. Like say for instance, this is the top right here. So up here they're open, and then they close up, and everything just tightens up. You know what I mean? So the skull is not one solid piece; it becomes solid piece from pieces. It's like puzzle pieces. And so what happens? Is if you crack any of it, it goes in. There's no suction or nothing like that where they can pull it back out. Now they can get it out. Certain sections in your head, they can pull it back out, but sometimes that can do more damage. But if they do get it out, you're going to have an ugly ass scar on your face for them messing with it, trying to get it back out. So they'll just let it, usually they just let it fuse back together. And no, I'm not using nothing this scientific, I always, I start telling y'all, just like right underneath the skull itself is there's actually a sac in there. Right underneath that, but I'm not gonna get into that. What's all that stuff called, But so we won't get into all that. You guys already know me. I'm not gonna, spit. I don't try to talk above people. People that talk above you, they have issues. If they talk above you, if they just talk with you, then they're comfortable with themselves. They talk above you, then they're trying to be something that they're not. And believe me, I done schooled professors before, and doctors too. So it don't matter. And especially because of that language and stuff. When you use that language, then you get yourself in trouble. We're trying to keep it simple. We're trying to keep it simple, but we want to keep it grown at the same time. I see my brother up here, Michael Johnson Boxing Talking, and more is up in here. I don't see no salute. He said plates. That's right. The cranial plates. Yep. That's one name. You can use it. Yeah. But we're not going to put up with Gil today. Gil, that's not, it is what it is. Okay, so we're going to put this to rest. I'm not going to be talking about what Fury did that was dirty. I'm not going to talk about that. The damage in Dirt was already done. I'm not the only show that broke it down. There's other people that broke it down. I probably was the first one to break it down pretty extensively with like 20-something, shots, and just ask the question myself. See, a lot of times the hosts, what they do, they start talking, but they don't want to ask the questions to the audience. See, what happens, I'm going to ask the questions to you guys and let you figure it out. That's why when I put the shots up there. But so the one thing that I want to say is that if these type of allegations are true, that there was blunt trauma, that should be a charge. That's attempted murder. Because your hand is a weapon. And if nobody is doing anything, and I can't say it's being done today, or if it's not going to be done. You understand what I'm saying? If it's going to be done, it should be done very soon. It shouldn't. There's no waiting process because the waiting period is already over with. if these things are true. And regardless if I think they're true or not, if I see that they're true or not, if I see they're true or not, that would still just be my opine on the whole situation. But what I'm throwing out there today is I'm letting you know, if this is true, then there is precedence to create a suit and name a lot of different parties, WBC and all that. I'm just saying. I'm not giving no legal advice, but what I'm saying, there is a precedent for me. And there would be no way that I wouldn't be trying to get some charges pressed. I wouldn't be trying to get license revoked or nothing like that. You imagine that somebody put a crack in your head, and you know gloves don't do that, because gloves can never do that. No matter how hard you hit with a glove, it won't do that. No matter what somebody tells me. You can tell me all the stupid shit that you want to. A padded glove doesn't crack anything. You cannot crack something with something that's padded. Because I know as a kid, and probably even as an adult, as a kid, you had pillow fights, right? And I don't know if you guys are old enough, but I know probably they might have stopped making these in the 90s or something. They probably still make them, but they're expensive. And they're called down pillows. And even the damage done with a down pillow, what that is, down is like the feathers. They're the fine feathers that come from geese and stuff like that. The big fowl that fly, north and south. And so what happens is you could beat the shit out of somebody with one of those if you're a good pillow fighter. And I was good at that pillow fighting shit. I messed your shit up. Because what I would do, I make sure I let you can have all the pillows you want. You can have 4 pillows. And I take one. As long as I get that old school one that's been in the family for 100 years, give me that one. Because what happens, that one has feathers in it. And what you do is you stuff those feathers down in one corner, almost make like a cone, you know what I mean? And so the rest of it, you just wrap it. You wrap that shit around your arm, and you could just elbow smash somebody with that shit, or just come over the top. You knock the pillows out their hand, uppercut them with that shit. I mean, I'm like the pillow fight master, man. Ask me. You better recognize that, man. I'm like the pillow fight master. I'll knock your shit out. But one thing about something that's padded like that, you cannot. It's like, especially if you got something with hair. If you have hair, how the hell does hair crack anything? I'll wait. If something's stuffed with cotton, hair, or whatever it's stuck with. If it's not, even barbed wire. If you had barbed wire in there, how do you do that? How do you crack something? Right? So it sounds like to me, in my opinion, that it's legitimate. But if I don't hear anything about any kind of charges or nothing like that soon, then I'm just like, I'm sorry to say it, that I have to put up that co-conspirator license. I have to pull that out. Because you're defrauding all of us. If you defraud yourself, you're defrauding all of us. And then I don't know how much I can mess with you. And I'm not putting it out there for one side or the other side. I'm not going off on either side when it comes to this, but I'm saying this, you understand the side I'm coming from. The side that I'm saying is the side that had the damage done to him, is the side that has to prosecute or ask for a prosecution. You see what I mean? Because there is an injured party. And that's the only way, how the law is really supposed to work. Oh, here we go with the law. So that's how the law is really supposed to work. So a lot of things that's done to you, and this is just a gem drop, a lot of things that's done to people, there's no injured party. But they're still allowed to do it because you don't know the law. But guess what? The ones that's enforcing the law don't know the law. And the ones that enforce the law are breaking the law. And you can't enforce something when you're breaking it. See, even when it comes to jury, people don't even understand that. The jury's not educated. These are just regular people. The jury's not educated on the law. Before you even have somebody that's in the jury, you should give them all the information before that trial starts. They should have every legal bit of information in order to make them a better juror. before they go into the trial. Okay, so what's the possible penalties for this? They should know not just the penalties, but they should know the ways out of something like that. You know, they should know all the statutes. They should know all that before they go into it. See? And so, but back to what I said. If there's an injured party, then you have a case. Anytime there's an injured party, you have a case. That's what the law is really for. Now, the other laws are for, usually when you talk about the Constitution, you're talking about laws that are for your freedoms, not just freedom, your freedoms to act as a natural person. And if you believe in God or not, or if you understand in God or the creator or what, but they use the word God, but it's just that the creator, you're supposed to be able to do certain things. Freedom to walk down the street while being any color. You shouldn't be getting your back beat in and shot because you're walking, because those are freedoms. Those are your rights being violated. But guess what? You are an injured party. Guess what? You are a party, so there should be a suit. But guess what? There's hardly ever any suits when police do anything. Because and I heard this, I was listening to this cop, and just because you're a cop doesn't mean you're not scared. And see, we always hear that, oh, cops fear, stuff like that. Yeah, but he came in there fearful. A lot of times, and I'm not trying to bash cops, but a lot of them, they come in there, they're already fearful. And I've had it in with cops before. And I was stupid and young and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm still here, though. I was stupid and young. I called police out. I said, to drop your shit off. Let's go behind this house and just get this shit going. You know what I mean? I said, only reason you puffing yourself up because badge and gun. And I always had that language. I had that language before, and people don't have that language no more. Because the warrior spirit in people, a lot of men is gone. You know, they'll probably shoot my ass now, though, because they really scary. But like I said, if you got an injured party, and I don't want to hear about it no more. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not going to ever talk about it. If some more evidence come up or whatever, not in favor of Wilder or something like that. But I'm talking, the evidence I need now is I need court date information now. That's all I want to hear. I want to hear that we're going to court over this shit. Is that we're pressing charges. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear all the other shit. I want to hear pressing charges shit. That's what I want to hear. All the other shit, keep that shit away from me. But pressing charges, I want to hear that. You damn right we pressing charges on this man. He said, good, I'm tired of the excuses. If Fury ducked the rematch, then it would be a problem. Wilder has the chance to take care of Fury in the rematch. And that's what it is. You take care of him in the rematch, but F that, Gil. If you did something to my skull, if it's my skull, and I know what my skull looked like, and I go looking in the mirror, and my shit all dented up, and I fought you, and you had padded shit on, and I know you ain't got no crack. Guess what? Well, I'm getting my shit examined. We going to fuck that. I'm suing you for everything. You ain't gonna be able to bring your wife out no more. Nobody. You ain't gonna be. I'm gonna make sure your ass can't provide for nobody. The only thing you can provide for is that jail system. I'm gonna make sure that that's what it is. Because there's only two things that I can do. Supposedly, there's only two things I can do. Now, I can take you to court and press charges, or I can get rid of your ass somehow. That's the only thing I can do. That's I'm just telling you. That's just me. That's how I feel. Yeah. You already know D-Ray. D-Ray say Hurricane kicking up dust already. Yeah, Hurricane was always kicking up some dust. There you go. Did y'all saluting out. And then Sporty's Rad is down there. He said, never got. I know I'm way behind, but y'all got it. Yeah, y'all got to bear with me. Past civilizations molded their heads. See, I agree. Very possibility. Of course, they did that when they was young. Even some of my native tribes, we did that. You put something flat in the back of their head and stuff like that, and strap them down on the board and stuff like that. Yeah, but that was just something that it was not necessarily. It was just a tradition. That's all it was. That's all it was. Just a tradition. Yep. So Wilder had, and see, yeah, I'm gonna read it, but you stupid. See, Wilder had a skull fracture or a soft skull. No, because gloves cannot do that to a skull, man. Come on. I just went through the whole, pillow fight and shit, and you still act like you ain't getting it. In the sporting event, all right, let's go. All right, let's go, man. I don't know if you're rushing me or what you trying to say, but anyway, yeah, I'm going. But I go at my pace. I don't go at nobody else's pace. And usually I'm like real fast. I wanted to kind of slow down the tongue today, just so we can get it. My main points, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. And D-Ray said, I agree with Hurricane. He said, let's talk about it. No, but I'm not, D-Ray, I'm not going to go. I'm going to end up throwing you and Gil. I'm going to end up blocking both of y'all today. I'm going to hide y'all's ass for a minute. If y'all come in with that shit talking about, because I'm not going to talk about Wilder, the softness of his skull and nothing like that, because somebody else would have already cracked it. It's not like somebody didn't hit him harder than Tyson has. And that's the whole thing, that Tyson don't hit hard. And I'll tell you what, the fight before that, the Brazil fight, Brazil hit him on top of the head harder than Tyson ever hit him. If you don't believe me, go back and look at it. He threw 2 rights. And, well, that's one of Wilder's mistakes, is he don't know how to cover up from them overhands. And that's the best way to beat Wilder. Just practice overhands. You'll beat him. That's all you got to do. Overhands. That's it. Overhands. Because that's part of our discussion we're going to discuss, because a lot of these fighters aren't fighting up to their potential. And we're calling them the next greatest and shit like that. No. And I'm going to break this. When I finish destroying that, and believe me, I'm not even in destroy mode, but I'm still going to destroy it. Yep. D-Ray said Wilder against the world. He had nothing to lose. I don't want Wilder to go against the world. Just go against one fight at a time, whoop their ass, that's it. And then Gil crying, he said, nah, we pressing charges. You damn right, Gil. Gil, I'll tell you what, if you did something that jeopardized my life, I'm pressing charges. Well, what would you rather me do, press charges or kill you? Huh? That's the 2 choices. You got 2 choices. You got 2 choices. Either I off your ass or we go to court. Because you did some shit against me, man. For instance, if we're fighting and we said this is the rules, and we make all the rules and we sign that shit. So that's the rules. We signed up for certain rules. And all of a sudden, and you just come out and just hit me with a brick, and you say, oh, you pressing charges because I hit you with a brick. Are you effing stupid? It's either me pressing charges or doing something else to you. You say it sounds like we gonna accuse Fury of cheating until the rematch. You never heard me say anything about Fury cheating today. See, you want to try to start your own story. Nobody's heard me say that today. I've said I wasn't gonna talk about that part of the fight. I wasn't even on Fury about the cheating. Now, we covered that already. It's clear that he cheated. If you don't see that, then you just plain dumb. I'm sorry, you're one of my web watchers, but you're dumb. If the breakdown that I did, in which like I said, that's why I was glad Derek Beatty was in here, because Derek Beatty agreed with it. And a lot of other people, I had other people that's not even in here right now did agree with the breakdown. That we seen all the cheating shit. We seen what it was. Yep. And he said, it looked like, I want to see the rematch. You said, look like people don't want to see the rematch. I want to say it. You say, Eagles Web, would you rather see Wilder sue and get his belt back and move on, or whoop Fury's ass and get the belt back? Yeah, I never separated either one of them. I said, we're going to do both. I'm still going to whoop your ass. I'm still going to whoop your ass, but you got a lawsuit coming too, but I'm still whooping your ass. You know what I mean? Because it's either that or somebody got to be or you got to be taken out. Yeah. You said it's Fury. You said, let's stop acting like he's been wrapped around various cheating scandals over the years. Will Sporting Advantage change your name to Sporting? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because there was even a ref that said that Fury was the most cheatingest and dirtiest fighter. And it's on YouTube. He said he's the dirtiest fighter ever. That he's ever reffed. He said he's the dirtiest fighter. Now, how do you get a reputation for being the dirtiest fighter? Now, you might get away with scandals. See, I didn't want to cover that side of it, but we'll end up covering that side of it. Because in Eagles Way of Boxing, we talk about the great white hype and the great white hope. And we understand that that's not necessarily white and black. We understand that that's agenda. But sometimes on the lower levels, it ends up being white and black and brown on the lower level. So a lot of times when you're privileged, there is no scandal. When you're unprivileged, there's always a scandal. When you got young folk walking down the street, they haven't done a damn thing. And just because they drive, or they're either driving a certain car or they're walking down the street looking too good for who they are, then things can happen. There could be a scandal that's created within seconds. When you got other folks that's walking down the street looking good and sharp and all that, but they have a certain complexion, they're going to get protection. And there's going to be no scandal. So don't act like you don't live on this earth at this time that they call 2020. You understand? Don't act like you don't live here in 2020. Okay? If you live here at another time, then that's okay. But if you live here in 2020, stop the bullshit. Don't play with me. You understand? I ain't nothing to play with, man. Do I look like I just be playing all the time? Huh? This is a serious subject today, man. This stuff is serious right here. This is not no, you know what I mean? You guys want to laugh about it, but this is serious. I'm putting it point blank the way it should be. Shit. Because Gil Cole knows he's playing and messing around, but he knows that if the cops beat the shit out of him, for instance, I'm just saying, he didn't do nothing wrong. Would he just want to get revenge on the cops, or would he want to put some paperwork in and try to get their ass locked up? Or would he just brush it off like, oh, I'm good. They whooped my ass, but I'm cool. Hell no, I got too much heat in my system from my ancestors that this perpetuated out until today. This in my system that will not allow me to just take too much and then I'm good. I'll turn the other cheek. Fuck that. I'm not turning no other cheek. I'm going to try to get my hands on you or something on you, a baseball bat on you. I'm going to try to get something on you. If you soft like that and you ain't got no kind of, you don't have no vengeance in you, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you if you ain't got no kind of vengeance. Shit, a chicken got some kind of vengeance. You start messing around his chicks or something, he gonna try to peck the shit out you. But you gonna be all weak on, ain't gonna do nothing. Get your gay ass out of here. Y'all don't usually hear Eagle talk like that, man. But man, forget that. And you talking about UK hated Fury. I don't care who hates Fury. I don't have hate for nobody. I hate actions of people. So if they're the one that did it, then the hate goes towards their action, not necessarily them. I don't hate people. It's the actions of people is what I hate. Because they still got to breathe air and do everything else. Can't go around all hating, all frowned up, hating people. I hate this motherfucker. You can't walk around like that. Come on now. Please. And then Gil Cole said, what has Wilder said about all this? Well, I'm going to tell you, I went to different channels and I've seen, matter of fact, I didn't click on, like I said, I get feeds. And they actually have an x-ray out there. They have an x-ray that shows that his shit was cracked. They have an x-ray. I've seen it. I've seen the x-ray. I see different people talking about it. Even Aki, he talks about it on his channel. I think Blue Blood talks about it. Shout out to these people. He talks about it on his channel. I think even Dante's Boxing talked about it. And believe me, I didn't go to none of those. I just all I had to do was see the x-ray in the face. I knew that after the fight anyway. If you got to be dumb if you looked at his ear and all that and didn't know that something was wrong. If y'all didn't know something went on with that, then something wrong with y'all. That means your eyes, you can't observe shit. You can sit there and watch somebody get slaughtered and you be like, hey, I didn't see, all I seen was one punch. There's something wrong with your stupid ass. If you can't record all this, that's all I'm saying. That your dumb ass is something wrong with you. That's right. But let me get down here and see what my brother say. Michael Johnson Boxer talking more. He says, see, that there's a difference between an orbital bone in the forehead and the side of your head, in the back. There you go. Orbital bone, because orbital bone is another a fragile bone, because you ain't supposed to be getting hit in the face. Yeah. Oh, well, that's what I'm saying, Gil. Wilder did. I just looked down at the bottom to see what Gil said. Yeah, Wilder did speak on it. I don't know what open forum, but yeah, because I did listen. No, I listened to about 5. I don't know if it was 5 minutes. It wasn't too long, but I did listen to. I did go into Blue Blood one time, and I did listen to him. He said that he has an interview. I don't know if he's recorded it or something like that, but he said he actually talked personal, to Wilder personally. And so for me, I mess with him, and he's a good brother. So I'm gonna go ahead and believe what he said. I'm gonna believe that if he says that, then I believe that he did talk to him, and that this shit did go down. Because I have no reason not to believe him. Because he's always been a good person to what I know of. You know what I mean? And that's what I can say about that. But you're right. It's different consistencies. And so that's what Michael Johnson Boxer Talk is bringing out, is that there's different consistencies to your head. There's certain parts of your head is just harder than others. Like the forehead. The forehead is hard as hell because it had to be made that way, because even as a baby, when you're first starting to walk, you stumble and you fall. And a lot of times baby don't have that quick reflex to go like that. And so their hands might go down and crumble and boom, they hit the head. So this part is going to be the very hardest, right? All this. This is going to be a little bit softer. And then different sizes, there's different textures. There's just different textures, and there's so much you can take. And that's why this part you can break hands with. All this from the top down to here, that's how you can snap hands and stuff by turning and move it. Now the back of your head, you can't do that. You can hit in the back of the head, it's different because it's not just your head there, even though it's hard because babies fall backwards that way too. But what happens when you get older and you fall back, it can cause a whole lot of trauma. And plus that's what they call that's like a whiplash effect when you fall back like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And D-Ray said, without Sugar Hill, you have no case. So which law degree do you have? So a medical doctor, a doctor that specializes in, a neurologist that specializes in trauma like that, he wouldn't help you out with a case. You said so you don't have a case. You said without Sugar Hill, you have no case. What the hell Sugar Hill got to do with a blunt object or whatever else or whatever was used to hurt a man? D-Ray, I don't know, man. I don't know if you belong in Web or not, man. I don't know, man. Y'all better start watching I mess with D-Ray, but y'all better start looking at him, man. If you saying something like that, man, because I make sure I keep my people in here, more educated than that. Come on now. Said sporting event. Say I mistyped. I was saying Fred has many questionable events, even running from the European, the sanctions over there. Yeah, just dropping just suspect. It's a lot of suspect stuff when you just drop stuff off. Oh, I don't even want this. Oh, I don't care now. I don't need to be sanctioned over here no more. Really? Yeah, and that was before the fight too. Yeah. But I want to hear it, but like I said, this was not to cover, like I said, I'm not going to cover the gloves and stuff like that. I'm just covering I just brought that up because the evidence, the new evidence and stuff like that. So I wanted to bring that up on that part of it, that if the trauma and stuff is done, whether Gil Coles wants to laugh about it or not, you damn right I'm going to press charges. You damn right I'm getting paid, man. If somebody hits me, and if you get in a car accident and you're not going to just say, well, if somebody hits you from behind and you got hurt, you're like, oh, that's okay. This is me, your insurance information. I'm all cool. Even though you need an ambulance, come pick your ass up while you're writing down the information. Oh, I'm good. You can barely write because you really jacked up or something. Somebody else got to write for you or something like that. And you're like, well, I ain't going to do nothing. Come on now, get out of here with that. People act like they just scared to go. You scared to go to the courts because you don't have the information. But you're an injured party, man. That's automatic. That's part of the supreme law too. If you can't just go around injuring people. You can't injure people. So that's part of the supreme law. Has nothing to do with that. That's not just states, the country, that's everywhere. And you over here, he said no surgery. He said, guess that dent just popped out on his own. I don't know. Because sometimes you might need surgery, maybe you don't. I don't know. While you crying and stuff, I don't even know if you've seen Wilder. I don't even know if have you seen him? To say that there's no indentation, you know him like that? I didn't know you were sleeping in his room. Because I always discuss in here, I said, hey, stop laying in bed with these boxes and stuff. Gil all in his room and shit. He right next to him and his wife and stuff. Like, let me look at Wilder. Oh, it look healed to me, Wilder. Get your ass out of his bed, Gil. Gil all in people's bed and shit. But anyway, up to the top. Let's go to the top, though. So, there's a lot of talk. Let me give me a sip. About who the new great one is and stuff like that. And they got women that are great and stuff like that. Now, the woman I have problem with them trying to be, when you call yourself the greatest woman of all time, but you didn't say like the greatest woman boxer or the greatest. Are you the greatest woman that ever walked on this earth? Does anybody believe that? And do we have a greatest? But let's break down greatest when it comes to fighters and stuff, because there could be a lot of fighters that's great from the past. There can be the zero from the present, and I'm gonna let you know why. And you might have an argument. Then go ahead and throw your argument out here so I can slay it. Cause you know me, I beat up on arguments. I don't sit there. I might lose a few seconds of a round, but that's it. I'm still undefeated up in here. Eagles way of boxing, but y'all know what it is. So here, when we talk about greatness, I'm gonna put some things out there to you. So there's the one that they namesake the greatest for. He called his own self the greatest, right? He said, I'm the greatest of all times, right? And that's Muhammad Ali. Formerly, before that, known as Cassius Clay. But he was great before he was even known as Muhammad Ali, right? He called himself the greatest. He said he's the greatest. He looked the best. He put hands on people. But this is what the great talked about. And I listened to him on different shows and stuff like that. And I'm not going to bring him up. Even he was on Phil Donahue and all shows, even in the 60s. Stuff, I mean, way back before us. But he was on shows over in Ireland, England, United States. If there was a platform for Muhammad Ali to be on, he was right there. And he always talked about his beliefs. When he had an opportunity, he always talked about his beliefs and talked about his boxing. Like his boxing, he talked about his beliefs. So who today do we have that actually talks about their beliefs? That's one question. And who do we have today that is on every forum that there is? Like every show. Because we're talking about the greatest. We're talking about, oh, you the greatest now. Okay, so a lot of people, Mayweather wants to be the greatest. He wants to be known as the greatest. How many talk shows have you seen Mayweather on? If this was present day when Muhammad Ali was still fighting, would he be on the Good Morning shows like Good Morning America and stuff like that? Would he be on the Late Show? Would he be on shows in other countries? Europe, Russian countries, Canadian, Middle Eastern countries, African countries, South American countries. So who is the fighter now that's taking over that? Because when you take over that, and you're saying, oh, I'm now the greatest. Okay, so let's break down greatest stuff. So we're talking, so all you're worried about is in-ring. Okay, now in-ring. Have you ever had a charitable fight where you just did a fight not for money, just for charity, to support like children's hospitals and stuff like that? Guess what? Guess who did? It's not even a guessing game, right? So who takes over that? Who's the new fighter that takes over that? While you bringing up Play the Flute, does he take over that? As far as Muhammad, if he's the greatest, if Play the Flute is the greatest, how many shows in different countries, how many different countries would invite him to speak about anything? And even Muhammad Ali at 22 or whatever, articulate as I don't know what, always downplayed his education, but was as articulate. It was welcome to different universities. How many universities is in the United States would invite Tyson Fury to go and talk, since you think he's the greatest? Or Keith Thurman, or Bud, since you think they're the greatest? How many universities would actually offer them an honorary doctorate in literature to come talk to them? How many? Since they're the greatest. So you got to be great, not just your skills inside, the greatest. Because you still got to deal with people, because people are your front end money. So name the fighter. I'm not seeing no names popping up. So name the fighter that can take over all these different countries, that would be invited by presidents of different countries, by ambassadors, by kings in different countries. Name the fighter. I want somebody to name the fighter, because you keep bringing your fighters up, and you keep pedestaling your fighters, and you keep telling me that they're the greatest now. But name 5 countries that your favorite fighter would be invited to come and speak to the people, to try to come and do anything political to straighten out a situation, to try to calm stuff down. Name one of your fighters. Name one. Name one of your fighters. Name your fighter. Your fighter's the greatest, right? So let's name them. All I'm going to see is laughter. I'm going to get seriousness from a couple of people, but the rest of the time, all I'm going to see is crying and laughter, because it's just play. You know why it's play to you? Because that's your mentality. It's just play only. If you're not going to ever, I'm a grown man, but all I'm going to do is laugh, but let me see it. Okay, see, now you're putting down, and I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm not going to read the other stuff, but you said, really, bruh, who don't know that Ali is the greatest? That's not what I'm saying. Derek Bailey get it, but you don't get it. See what I'm saying? Grown folk get it, but you don't get it for some reason. I'm not saying who don't know Muhammad Ali. Was that the question, DB? D to the Bailey, was that the question? Who doesn't know Muhammad Ali? Was that even a question? Did I say who doesn't know Muhammad Ali? I said the new greatest. I said the ones that you're claiming is the new greatest. How many countries would they be invited to talk on any stage, like political? How many colleges, like Cambridge and Yale and stuff like that? How many colleges, campuses would invite them to come talk to the people about just anything, about boxing, about life, or anything? How many of them? Because you're saying, because the question here is, who's the new greatest? Even Clarissa Shield, could she be the new greatest? Is she greater than Muhammad Ali was? I'm not asking you who Muhammad Ali was. I'm asking you who is taking that mold, or who's taking that, like, okay, pass me the baton. Who has the baton now for this race to be the greatest? How many scandals was Muhammad Ali involved in? Any discussions of any kind of gloves or nothing like that? Even discussions? And you're saying that this person is the greatest? A person that you even discussed in gloves about, regardless if it was true. No. We're talking about the greatest. I'm not saying that somebody said that somebody's greater than Ali. I'm asking a question. I'm asking questions of who can take over all these forums like Ali did. I'm not asking if they can replace him, but who's the sports figure in boxing? Who's the boxer now that can speak on any show about anything? Who is this fighter? I want to know who this fighter is that can take over this forum, over any forum. Who that will be invited, like to say, for instance, how many African countries are there? Over 50, right? Who would be invited, I'm going to say, to even 10 of those countries to go speak and go see the people, and the people knew about them? The poor people over there drawing pictures of them, putting their hands up in the air saying they're the greatest and stuff like that. Who is that next person? Because if you say great and then you don't follow great, then how could you be the greatest if you're not following great, if you're not keeping it like this? Because there was a point to where we started off that Jack Johnson was great, right? But then he had to pass the torch. And all these fighters had their certain greatness, right? Sugar Ray Robinson was great. But they passed it, but guess what? The standard kept going up. So since you don't understand what I'm saying, since the standard kept going up for Sugar Ray Robinson up to Muhammad Ali, I want somebody to explain to me or give me a fighter that took the baton from Muhammad Ali and expanded it even more. Because I just told you that the baton was passed from Jack Johnson, and I skipped a couple of fighters, Joe Louis, and some other fighters, past that, right? Over to Muhammad Ali. So who has surpassed that? Because he has surpassed what all the rest of them have done. So who has surpassed that? Or are we going back down? And you say Floyd is this generation what? What is Floyd to this generation? A lot of people don't like Floyd. Who is he to this generation? Where can Floyd go and speak to somebody? And would they listen to Floyd? How long would they listen to Floyd if Floyd was speaking? Is he a good storyteller? So what I'm trying to find out is what's his angle? Does he have those playful poetry or anything? What does he have? What does he bring to the table to be the greatest? Just a record? Rocky Marciano was undefeated. Now, why isn't he the greatest? See, what happens is when you try to bring up stuff, I'm just going to stomp on everything you try to bring up. It's just going to get stomped. Because if you're, so Klitschko, somebody way down at the bottom, so Klitschko is invited to all these different countries. So Klitschko, since he's a great champ, so in other words, Klitschko should have been he's the next greatest. Or in his era, he's the greatest, and he took the whole story and built it and held it on his back and brought all the rest of the champs with him and brought all the dignity and everything else with him. And so kings and queens and presidents of different countries and presidents of universities and stuff invite him to come speak. Is that what you're saying? See, what happens is you get your feelings hurt because you say stuff and all of a sudden the ego come up with a whole different angle that you wasn't expecting. But I gave it to you before, but I was nicer about it. But then you come in here, you get beat up on a little bit and you want to just kid and play and laugh and all that. And Derek Bailey says not many down there before you said that. And then he's right back. He said, you can't. So I got one person in here that's saying it's just not happening. And that's D to the Bailey. He says, just not happening. He said, nope. And Sporters Man said he is saying, take your greatest. That's okay. And also ask these questions. I don't understand what the hell you're trying to say. And you're saying I'm being rude. He said, I'm being rude, bro. Whose show is this? Is it my show or yours? Yeah. He talking about I'm being rude. I'm being rude now, I guess. Am I being rude? Nobody's gonna know nothing about you when they go look at the show. Nobody's gonna know nothing about you. They not gonna know nothing. Okay, you said Floyd is the greatest. Proof. Well, just besides writing Floyd is the greatest boxer of this generation, whether you like him or not. Okay, well, prove it. Prove it. Prove how great he is. He's greater than Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's still fighting. He beat Manny Pacquiao, but he's greater than Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is still the face of boxing. Manny Pacquiao is the face of boxing right now. Floyd ain't the face of boxing. Floyd right now is the face of controversy, is what he is. He's the face of hate. Huh? Let me ask you a question about Floyd. So if Muhammad Ali hypothetically would have been in somebody's corner to help them out, and he was backing the fighter, do you think he would abandon the fighter like Floyd? I give two shits about Floyd. Outside, I get credit for what he done in the ring, but he's not no greatest. He's not no greatest. He's not no greatest of this generation. He's still not the greatest of this generation. And see, the thing with Muhammad Ali, what people don't understand, and see, that's why I'm breaking this down, is because Ali was the people's champ. Because guess what? He fought who the people wanted him to. And he shouldn't have been fighting as long as he fought. It has shit to do with money because his brand is the biggest brand in sports for one person. Even today, his brand is still the biggest. It's the most world known in the whole freaking world. Is the Ali brand. The MTM brand is not big in the world. How big is MTM? Since he's the greatest. Is his brand big over in the Philippines? Is his brand big over in the Philippines and other Asian countries? Some people know of him. His brand ain't even big here. Let me see some of your MTM gear that you got on. Does anybody put up a one if anybody in here got some MTM gear? Any gear, MTM. And then put up the number of pieces you got. And then put up if you have anything, any Ali pieces up. If you got any Rocky Marciano pieces that you have. Do you have any? I got a lot of Ali stuff. I got a lot of Ali stuff. I had a lot of Ali stuff too. I got rid of a lot of Ali stuff, but I still got Ali posters, all kind of stuff. So you got MTM. How many pieces you got? You got MTM stuff. He said 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sir Flame Crowley, get your ass out of here, sir. Anyway, yeah, I didn't miss you, man. I'm just going right now, Sir Flame. Sir Flame said, but slow out to Sir Flame up in here. Sir. Yeah. And there you go, Derek Bailey. See, Derek Bailey is paying attention and he's understanding the whole story. Gil's just catching like bits and pieces. So Derek Bailey, I'm gonna read it. Some of the stuff I'm not reading when it comes to the bullshit. But Derek Bailey said, but Floyd think he is the greatest boxer, period, of any era. Would he have even beaten Muhammad Ali? Would he even have challenged Muhammad Ali? Sugar Ray Robinson would have. And he's a welterweight. He probably would have lost. But it would have been a good fight, though. He'd have been all over the place, though. Floyd wouldn't have got past one round. Sugar Ray Robinson would have got past more than one round. Floyd would have got KO'd in the first round. Once that speed caught him, once he got hit with the first shot, it would have been already over with. Yeah, but you're right, D to the Bailey. He said he think he's the best in every era. That's what we're talking about. So who can hold that baggage? And we're talking about the Muhammad Ali baggage out there, Sir Flame. Who can sell out damn near anything, and be invited to damn near all kinds of universities? And how many universities would offer Floyd an honorary doctorate in anything, in any kind of literary arts or anything, or sports science or anything? Name the university. That's what I want y'all to do. Name the university. Get out of here with that shit. Because the whole thing about being the greatest is you have to take the past and you bring it with you and you make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Or even if it stayed on a level playing field, at least you're bringing everybody with you. So which of those champions of the past would be so happy with what Floyd has done? Jack Johnson? Muhammad Ali? Sugar Ray Robinson? Who would be just like in all of Floyd? Like, oh shit, yeah, he took everything that we bought, he took it and brought it to a whole new level. Who? Name them. Put it down. Let me see it. And see, I knew Sporting Advantage was a troll anyway. He talking about I'm rude. You got to get used to the way I talk in my show. I ain't never mad at nobody. I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing is asking questions. But let me see what my brothers say. Sir Flame said, and I'm not gonna read. Like I said, I'm not gonna read certain stuff. But anyway, he said, my bad. He says, look at Eagles way of boxing. Salute to the chat. And as always, he said, jab that like button or y'all neck. He said, don't get neck up in Eagles way of boxing. Got the glove up. I get my hundreds in my flames for him. And then he down there with the stop it. There we go. But then, here we go. Salute. Yeah, everybody getting their salutes out. Derek Bailey got up a 2. Yeah, I got Ali. I got a lot of Ali stuff. Yep. Sir Flame said, I got Ali. That's it. And Derek Bailey said, I have some Ali shirts. There you go. Okay, even that. Would somebody even buy? Would you buy a Floyd shirt with Floyd's face on it? $35 t-shirts. Would you buy it with Floyd on there? Huh? Sir Flame said, I even got the George. Even George Foreman. He got the grill. Ali got everything. And George got a grill. What does Mayweather have? Yeah. You know what I'm not going to read, Gil? I'm reading now because you come in here with your bullshit and everybody know that you own some shit because you said the Floyd hate is real. I never said I hated Floyd. Matter of fact, I made it clear. Derek Bailey heard me say it. Derek Bailey, did you hear me say that I don't have no hate for nobody? Even when we were talking about Fury, that I don't have no hate for people. I got hate for people's the actions. See, you got that selective hearing. You got one ear that comes in and then goes out when it wants to. It fades out, and you start listening to them games and shit in the background that you're playing, and then you hear me again. See? But Sir Flame said, I got Ali. I got Ali t-shirts too. I got a lot of Ali pictures. Ali, like, shit, that's Ali. Who don't? You got people like I said, you got presidents of college that have Ali stuff. You got fighters that got Ali stuff. George Foreman don't have nothing of Ali? Huh? Huh? You think, how many fighters you think got, do you think that, I'm going to tell you like this. Put up a 1 if you think that more fighters have Ali stuff, and put up a 2 if you think that more fighters, professional fighters and amateur fighters all over the world got up more Floyd Mayweather stuff. And then just call it hate because then you'll be the hater. Give me my 1s and 2s. I'm gonna see it. I got the George. Everybody had something from the George Foreman. There, D to the baby said no MTM. And then DB he said facts at Sir Flame. Yep. Because he got that grill. Okay, none. Only thing Floyd did was money. Is that looking out for people? Even George said, y'all go out there and grill you some stuff. At least even George put out something for us, for the fans. Like y'all, all Money did was collect money. And he even told you his name. My name is Money. I'm the greatest. Give me your damn money. That's it. All Money did was rob everybody. All he did was rob everybody. So you looking at a robber, a bank robber, more or less a people robber. You're looking at the people's champ, and you trying to compare the people's robber with the people's champ. Get all the way the F up out of here, man. Your skin, you not built to mess with Eagle on something like this. Get your ass all the way up out of here. Derek Bay down there said, probably not. And then Derek Bay said, facts and Sir Flame. And then Sir Flame again. They said, only the real stuff. He said, get red at Gil Cozy. That's right. You tell him about Sir Flame, only the real stuff. He said, yep. I'm tired because I ain't messing with Gil no more. Yeah. Yeah. So 1. I'm getting nothing but 1. See, he don't even want to put up his 2. I got all the MTM stuff. So in other words, if you're such a big fan and you love him so much that he's the greatest, how come you don't have all his gear? How come you don't have like 10 baseball caps and all kinds of shirts and stuff? How come you should have a whole display at your house since he's the greatest? And matter of fact, you got people that got some of Muhammad Ali stuff. They don't even, like, they might wear it once, or some stuff they don't even wear it. I'm gonna just keep this, man. Hold on to this, man. This is the greatest on there. They don't even wear it. MTM shit, you wear that shit out quick and just throw it away. Like, yeah, get the shit out of here. Ain't nobody trying to treasure nothing that he did. Because, see, my chat, the people that come to my chat mess with me are smart enough to know that all he was doing was collecting money. Fucking money collector. Oh, we appreciate the skills and stuff, yeah, but you wasn't nothing but a money collector. You ain't trying to leave nothing. Oh, fuck my fans. That's more or less what you said. You was putting on a good front. You was putting up a good front. Like I said, you put up a good front and had us going. You made us like, oh, yeah, Mayweather. Yeah. That's how hype. You got us. See? You got us, man. You got most of the small town people, like the people that come from cities that have over 1 million people. You can't get them. They like, oh, no, I didn't seen all that shit before. No, you can't get us. But them small town people, you get their ass. You tear their ass up. So if your city ain't in the top 8, they probably get your ass, as far as population wise. If you ain't in the top 8, they probably got your ass. They got you good. Small town. Okay, you 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. Nope, not big enough. He got you. Yeah. But then you got to also look. A lot of times, the reason you watch a fighter is because what? Because you want something to happen. Because I didn't give a shit about him, him not losing the fight. I just like to watch, what he. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't gonna get past that. Sometimes it's boring. After a while, I mean, I can't. His fights is some fights I can't like rewatch. I don't usually rewatch Mayweather fights unless it's controversial. Somebody's talking a lot of shit, and I got to go back and look at it. But I'll still rewatch Muhammad Ali fights. Like the Thriller in Manila, they still talking about the Thriller in Manila. Which one of Money's fights are people still talking about? Oh, this is the best fight, huh? Is it when he was a lightweight? Is it Corrales? Is that the only fight they talk about? The rest of the fights and maybe a couple of fights when he was a pretty boy. But other than that, who wants to rewatch Mayweather fights? People still rewatching right now during this break that we on. They rewatching the Tommy Hearn fights, Sugar Ray Robinson fights, Sugar Ray Leonard fights. Everybody. MTM fights. Nobody's watching that shit. But you the greatest. You the greatest. Ain't nobody. Only time we talking about it because you putting your face in the camera and then people talking about they sticking cameras in your face. No, they just asking you a couple of questions. So if you're gonna bow out, then just bow your ass out. I said that's all right. I mean, just interview some new fighters and stuff like that. I'm done with boxing. I don't do this no more. I appreciate the time. I appreciate y'all coming through and saying hello to me. That's how you pass the torch, right? Why doesn't he want to pass the baton? Because first of all, when Muhammad Ali passed the baton, there was nobody with a big enough hand to grab hold of that baton. It wasn't. Nobody had a big enough hand. Everybody's dropping it. Or they're carrying it with 2 hands. It's like, oh shit. Now I got to follow Muhammad Ali. When you talk about, they say stuff like hard act to follow. It wasn't an act, but it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to follow somebody. But if you can't even follow them, just think about this. If you can't even follow somebody, why would you plaster yourself as being better than them if you can't even follow them? Right? You can't even follow me to the house, but then you better than me? You can't even follow me up here? Oh, let's go up to Cambridge. Okay, Floyd, your turn. You go ahead and speak. Muhammad Ali spoke at Cambridge. Your turn to speak. Okay, Muhammad Ali spoke at Harvard. Your turn to speak, Floyd. How long is that conversation going to last? How long is that conversation going to last? How long is that conversation going to last? Even on a talk show. Who has even the better stories, the better life, the whole lifeline, the whole situation of when, of any story, the stories of Muhammad Ali. How many movies? How many books? How many movies are they going to do on Floyd Mayweather? How many books are they going to write about Floyd Mayweather? Because remember, he's the greatest now. He's the greatest in his era. Gil, you should endorse that shit. Get that book made. Get that book deal. How many songs? People think there was only one song about Muhammad Ali. How many was it? Y'all look that up. They didn't get airplay, but I tell you what. Matter of fact, even Reuben Hurricane Carter had a song written about him. Right? Ali had a bunch of them. A lot of people just don't know about him. Had a cartoon. Is Floyd going to be on the cartoon? And who's going to speak for Floyd if he does a cartoon? Huh? Who's going to speak for him? And Ali would have did a whole lot more movies. He wasn't a great actor, but he could have learned to do. He actually did a play, but he would have actually did a lot more movies. But the only reason he didn't do a lot of movies and stuff like that and become good at acting is because of the conflict of interest when it comes to doing movies, of what they was going to have him to do, or what kind of scenes he was going to be made to do. See? But you're talking about Floyd's the greatest. I don't see no information. See, when somebody's talking, see, you have plenty of time to write a whole paragraph for me to read that makes sense. Or you can just keep writing bullshit and I'm not going to read it. I'll let everybody else read it. And Sir Flame clowning. Sir Flame said, put up your two, Gil. He crying. Derek Bailey said, Floyd gear is overpriced anyway. Okay, DB. So D to the Bailey. So if you can get, okay, $35, okay, that's kind of high. Okay, so Floyd has this, okay, say he discounted his shirts out, so 50% off. What's 50% off of 35? $17.50? Okay, so Derek Bailey, $17.50. Do you load up on them? Regular print shirts. No bling on them or nothing like that, Derek Bailey. So do you load up on those shirts? Do you get a stack of them? Get a box, order a case of those? He said, I bought most of Floyd's fights. I don't collect memorabilia. And I'm not asking about memorabilia. I was talking about items, but I said t-shirts. T-shirts and caps. Those are shit you just wear. You just wear those. That's not necessarily memorabilia, but it's just like you sporting it. Like, yeah, I got the MTM stuff on. And who's going to ask about it? Who cares? Get your ass a tight-ass Ali shirt and see how many people ask you about it. And do the same thing with MTM and see how many people ask you about it. Oh, they're going to be like, oh, that's Floyd. When it come to Ali, they're going to be like, oh, where'd you get that shirt at, man? That's nice, man. The throwback. Oh, that's nice, man. I like it. You're going to be able to shut their mouthpiece up. Come to MTM, who going to ask about it? They going to give two fucks about it. I gives two fucks about that shirt. Fuck that shirt. I'm just telling you, man. Yeah. Oh, Sir Flame said, I watched them too. He said, I didn't buy them. He said, my cousin's a diehard Floyd fan. Yep. And he's right back. Yeah. And you see, like I said, Sir Flame, like you're right. There's certain stuff. I'm only reading the real stuff. Like right underneath you see this stuff that I'm not going to say out loud. Because if y'all going to come in, y'all ain't going to come in and batter me. and Derek Bailey is the one that's following the lineal voices of what I'm saying. He's following it in line. Because that's actual facts is what he said. Holmes knew he couldn't follow Ali. And Holmes was probably the best heavyweight after Ali so far. So far, prime for prime, there's nobody who would have touched Holmes. Of all these fighters, including Klitschko all the way up, they wouldn't have touched him. He would have knocked Klitschko's ass smooth the hell out. That sit your ass down jab would have got his ass. Prime for prime. But D to the Bailey said, ask Holmes. And that's what you got to do. So this is a show here where we debate a little bit and we discuss a little bit. But I just want to kill this whole, next greatest shit. Because if you're the next greatest, you got to carry the shit. You got to carry all this shit with you. All the stuff. Now, I'm going to say that in a lot of sports this happens. But I would say at the same time that a lot of these, like for instance, I bring up Usain Bolt. I would say that he did a good job of representing. For sprinters and stuff, he did a good job of bringing Jesse Owens and the rest of them with him. Because of his domination and all that. And he is more worldwide known than a lot of people. Probably he's more known than MTM. Sorry. He might not have a George Foreman grill, or he might not have a what we say, Usain Bolt. What's fast? What you use at your home that's fast? Blender. The Usain Bolt blender. But a lot of people know him. Football players and everything else. And guess what? You might not have known this, but Ali didn't even follow other sports except only sport that Ali followed. And this, I'm giving you this information, but I'm not going to. This is not going to be no trivia, nothing like that. But the only sports that he followed was soccer. But this is a question to you. I'm gonna see my scholars out there. Why did Ali follow soccer? That's the question. So I'm gonna see it. I'm trying to tone it down just a little bit before I start frying Gil. All Gil can do is laugh. If you notice Sir Flame laugh, because only thing Sir Flame laughing about is Gil. And the only thing Gil laughing about is Gil. So y'all go figure that one out. Yeah, but D to the Bailey, you're 100% right on that. He said, ask Holmes. And Holmes will tell you, I can't be. He said, I just can't be a Muhammad Ali. He said he wanted to be the people's champ. But a lot of people didn't like Holmes for nothing. Because Holmes was slated and he was on his way to becoming undefeated. Undefeated. And he had a couple of losses to Michael Spinks, and that was it. And that messed him up. And a lot of people think those was controversial. They think Holmes won. Fights was taken. He said because he couldn't hurt Holmes. But things like that happen. And then then DB back down there again. D to the Bay. He said Ali made a song with Sam Cooke also. No, still wouldn't buy it. He said, damn, D Bailey harder than me. If you want to look at hate, that's hate right there. Or that's just like, nah, I just ain't messing with it. I'm sorry, I just don't own none of his shit. I just don't. And I still appreciate him. There's fighters that I appreciate some of their stuff. I'm telling you what, I own some trunks like George Foreman had. I ain't lying. What else? I got George Foreman stuff. I got Ali stuff. Norton. There's fighters I got the Sugar Ray Robinson. There's people that I have their stuff. MTM was never one of them. Shit, I wear Bomb Squad stuff over his shit. That's real talk. I wear Bomb Squad shit. I wouldn't never wear none of the Gypsy Queen shit. I wouldn't wear none of his stuff. If Big Baby Miller had a brand that he branded and bought out some shit, I wouldn't wear none of his shit. None of it. Earl Spence, if he came out with something, I probably would sport some of his stuff. It depends on the price and what it looked like. There's certain people that I would wear their stuff, and then certain people, I'll watch you fight. You stick to fighting. And if there was an appliance, let's say, for instance, if there was something besides T-shirts and hats that Mayweather would endorse, how well would it do, and what kind of product would it be? I'm going to get zero answers from the one that's in here with the crying. I'm going to get zero answers for him, believe me. But D to the Bailey said, no, he said 50% ain't enough. He said, I still got to pay. Hey, DB, you still got to pay that shipping and handling, so he ain't messing with it. He said, nah, that shipping and handling, man, that's taking me out the game right there. Yeah. And Gil Cole's putting a lot of stuff in. He's putting a lot of stuff down there. He want to believe. So he said Floyd Mayweather is a household name. Where at, Gil? In this total, on the total earth, on the whole earth, or just where? Where? So you're trying to see, the thing about it, man, is just you're dealing with not just the host. You got people you got my web watchers out there just looking at you, shaking their head. You got people right now. You got people like they shaking their head. They mess with you, but believe me, they shaking their head at you like, what the hell's wrong with Gil? Believe me, they shaking their head at you, Gil, because they just like, Gil is just on some shit today. Because you're trying to make more. You're trying to make a mountain out of that little anthill. And it's not going to ever happen no matter when or what. It just can't happen. He can't do enough. He can't even add to his legacy enough to make him surpass. It's too much, because now the people's pockets is empty. You know, you might have filled your pockets back up, but what people realize now, hey, I got played, man. This motherfucker, he robbed us. He did. He robbed my ass too. But the Pacquiao fight, most of his fights, I didn't have to pay for. So I was riding on somebody else's shit on that. Matter of fact, the Pacquiao fight, which I told y'all, I was in there with the 49ers in this little sports bar, and I was watching it there with them. They set me up. Don't ask me how, because Eagle be getting set up sometimes. They take care of Eagle. That's one thing about me. I get taken care of. I don't know how it happens. Well, I can put, you know, I know how certain stuff happens. I know how it happens, but I'm just saying, I get a lot of things that I shouldn't get, and I just end up getting them. I just do. I'm like, oh, and a lot of people ask me, how'd you get that? I just got it. Sometimes I just open my mouth and ask, and I end up getting it. But you're not going to put, like I said, Ali kind of broke the mold. So it's kind of a moot point to try to come up with some kind of a greatest. Because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to say the greatest of this era. So that's what you're going to have to say. You're going to have to keep putting it like that, and that shit just don't work. The greatest, because you know what the greatest means? Because what you're forgetting, I don't like to say I'm not going to say how it is, you know, the anagram for it, but I'll just say what it is. It's greatest of all time. Now you forgot, huh? Because that's what it is. It's greatest of all time. So before Muhammad Ali, who was the greatest of all times? Sugar Ray Robinson. Before Sugar Ray Robinson, who was the greatest of all times? Jack Johnson. Because he couldn't even get fights. And like I said, they were still in that black and white thing, that white privilege thing, even when Sugar Ray, because they act like they lost his footage. No, Sugar Ray Robinson was whooping so much ass that they just never showed the film. And what they'll do later, once we're not here no more, 100 years from now, then they'll break it out for film study. You know, if this world decides to stop with all this bullshit racism stuff and start respecting people for their nation, then they'll finally break it out the archives. Oh, look at what we found. It's been in the archives for 100 years here and there. Guess what? Then they will break out all them other fights, and you'll be able to see them fight. Stop believing people when they say that that something was lost footage, and don't believe some lost footage, because you can't show something that's lost. You call it found footage. Stop saying shit's lost. There's no lost footage. It's found footage. Where'd you find the shit at? Oh, he had that shit up in the attic. He was hiding it. You know what I mean? But stop saying stuff lost. They always, they lost files, lost this, lost that. Y'all stop believing that, because y'all end up being lost. Don't believe nobody. When they talk about that shit, this is another gem drop. When they start telling y'all shit like that on the news, that this was lost and this and blah, 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 stop believing that stupid shit. Ain't no lost. Ain't nobody lost at sea. Ain't none of that lost. You ain't lost. Your shit just sunk. You ain't lost. You sunk. I bet some sharks found your ass. I bet you that. We might not have found you, but some sharks found your shit. You ain't lost. You damn sure it's found. Sharks is eating good. Cause your ass was damn sure found. You might be lost to us. Like, his boat capsized. Couldn't find him. Didn't recover him. No, you didn't recover him. He got ate up. So stop that with all the lost and all this shit. And this is another thing that they hit you with. Oh, this on the news. Oh, this may be graphic for some people. That shit ain't graphic. When they say it's graphic, I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is graphic on the news. And I'm just holding up my little coaster here. But look, this is graphic on the news. That's what graphic look like. It's just all over. That's what graphic look like, where you can't focus in on the shit. That's all they say when they talk about graphic. Ain't that they say graphic. But stop it. Yep. And DB. See DB, you see I go straight down to you. He said, that's right, Eagle. So you see right above what you said. I'll read it this time. He said, Eagle's way of trying to rewrite history. See? Now we know he on some kid shit today, right? Because what have I tried to rewrite? I'm asking because Floyd is still here. What kind of product is Floyd going to endorse? All Floyd's going to do is show you how many Bentleys he got, how many Bugattis he got, how many $1 million watches and $100,000 watches he got, how many his sock collection and shit like that. What other great in history has ever just done that shit? Oh, look at my new cars and shit I got out here, and my new bling bling. I got a house here and this and that. Look at my boat, this and that. Who's doing that? Now, does that make you great, or does that make you kind of a jerk? Because guess who got that shit for you? You was on our expense account, you motherfucker. Yeah. Pay-per-views don't get you known on the whole earth, Gil. Sorry about that. There's billions of people on the earth. Guess what? Billions of people knew Muhammad Ali. They know the Muhammad Ali brand. Billions. About billions, not AB, about billions. Billions of people. Billions of people do not know Floyd. You talking about pay-per-views and laughing and shit. Oh, pay-per-views, because you missed you should have been here tonight what I was talking about. It's not about pay-per-views. It's about butts. It's about people, not pay-per-views. Not how many people paid to see you. It's about the people who know about you. That's what makes you great. Not because you sold some pay-per-views. That's dumb. Pay-per-views ain't the biggest money that there's ever been. Right? When your brand is constantly moving and you're not here anymore, your kids is benefiting from your brand, that's more money than pay-per-views. When your brand is still moving, you're not even here no more, but your brand is still, people still talking about you, and your brand's still moving. Money still being generated off your name. And you've been out of boxing for 30 years. Over 30 years, 40 years you've been out of boxing. And your brand is still moving. Billions of people. Yeah. But I'm going to read what you wrote down at the bottom, which that's still bullshit, Gil. He said Eagles will have got buyer's remorse from Floyd's fight. No, I ain't got no buyer's remorse. I told you that he don't listen for shit, Derek to the Bailey. And I'm sorry, I'm talking to all y'all, but the reason I'm saying D to the Bailey is because D to the Bailey know what I said. He's responding. The rest of y'all might be doing something because Gil's full of you know what. I never said that nothing about no buyer's remorse, and I said I didn't pay for it. I said I get things. I get to watch. I just get things. Believe me, the fights that I've actually paid for in the last years or two, like the last couple of years, a lot of those fights have not been. They have not been great investments. Now, if I could have remorse about them, I would damn sure have remorse about some of the fights I paid for. Especially like the last fight I paid for with, the Wilder fight. But I'm glad I got to keep watching it over and over and stuff again. The Brazil fight, that was money taken out of my pocket. Who had a nasty taste in their mouth after the Brazil fight after they had fun first? After you were shocked and think, oh shit, woo! After the replay a couple times, how many of you just like, oh shit, this shit kind of remind me of Tyson. What happened? You kind of remind you of Mike Tyson, right? He talking about, and see, that's not how all money's generated anyway, Gil. Advertisement. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. You should watch my show watch my Nighthawk stream that I did, and then get educated a little bit more. See, and now you're stop trying to cover up for yourself. I never called Floyd the greatest of all time, but that's what we're talking about, because that's the discussion, Gil. The discussion is the new greatest of all times. Who took that baton? Like I said, if Larry Holmes couldn't take that baton, and I tell you what, I like the Floyd style and all that, but if he was fighting in the same era with Larry Holmes, and I had a choice to watch his fight or Larry Holmes, he would have never been watched by me. I would have been watching Larry Holmes. That's just what it is. I would have been watching Larry Holmes. And then Sir Flame said, Floyd, did I say? I said above that what Floyd is known for. He got the dollars. Yeah, Sir Flame, you said it. Yeah, the money. It's all about the money. Yeah. No, no, no. If you call yourself the greatest, then you the greatest. Ali called himself the greatest, and he ended up being the greatest, right? So if somebody calling themselves the greatest, then hey, that's lineal. Yeah, you following it, then you got to mean the shit. You can't just you can't just say, oh, I'm the greatest, and then, oh, I don't mean that though. Yeah, so get your ass out of here with that. See, did anybody hear me compare Floyd himself to Muhammad Ali? Put up a 1 if you heard me compare Floyd with Ali, or put up a 2 if you heard me say who's the next greatest of all time. Who grabbed that baton and is taking and pushing it out into the future? If you heard me say that, then put up a 2. But if you heard me just saying that Floyd Ali, I did make a couple of comparisons. I didn't compare them, but I said how many universities is going to call Floyd over to speak. That's what I said. I'm not getting no information. I'm getting zero information about that. That's the information I'm not getting. I'm not getting the information of where could Floyd speak at to where you would even want to be at any university. I don't give a shit if it's, let's say, for instance, it could be New York State or one of the universities up there. It don't have to be Ivy League. Let's go to a regular University of Alabama. Okay, there we go. Who wants to hear Floyd speak there? Who's going to speak for him? See? My 2 brothers in there. I got more than 2 brothers up here. Hey, people up here. Hey, but when you guys come in, don't get scared to come down and make a comment. Just don't come down and say stupid shit and say, oh, I'm rude. Because that was a troll that came here earlier. I smashed him myself because my web didn't really recognize him as being a troll, but I smashed him. That sporting advantage, I had to get rid of him. Because I told him, I know that when somebody starts naming themselves advantage and shit like that, there's something wrong. You got a problem. My name comes off after my real name. And I say Eagles Web. And I got, don't worry, I'm gonna have my a different logo. I got to get some help with it. But I want to come up with you guys gonna like it though. My little logo and stuff. You guys will like it though. Try to get my girl to hook me up, help me out. Just gotta tell her what to do and stuff like that. It's gonna be nice. Yeah. It's gonna be a nice one. Even though that one's nice, but yeah, I'm not comparing like any boxers to Muhammad Ali. I'm not comparing boxers to boxer, but I'm saying if you passing the torch, then somebody got to take over. Just like I made the comparison to Usain Bolt. I said, okay, well, they passed the baton to Usain Bolt and he took off with it. Start breaking records and all kinds of stuff. There's other, believe me, I keep it with other sports. There's been other sports figures before him. It was Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson, he passed the torch. He let it go. A lot of fighters, they say, you know what, my records are made to be broken. He's taking it to a whole new level. Now, if you're not getting endorsed, because you're always supposed to get endorsed by the past fighter before you call yourself the great. Somebody got to endorse you. As a matter of fact, Muhammad Ali, I believe he did endorse Mike Tyson. Yep. And other fighters endorsed him. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, somebody that you might call brandless or has a small brand was even endorsed by Sugar Ray Leonard and them. And that was Mikey Garcia. But we see how that turned out. But sometimes the endorsement is just not a great endorsement. But if you're talking about the greatest, he's endorsing you. Ali was great at endorsing other fighters. He even endorsed somebody else that didn't make it, and that was Leon Spinks. Leon Spinks didn't make it, and he endorsed him. At one point when he lost that fight, he was like, I'll be his manager. Anyway, I got my 2s up there. T-B laughing out loud at Sir Flame. Sir Flame said, me and my girl was watching Wilder versus Brazil. She went to get me a drink, and she watched the replay with me. I know, that's what I'm saying, Sir Flame. That was a throwback fight right there. That Brazil Wilder, that was a throwback right there. It's like, Wilder, really? Wilder. You shake your head at Wilder. Like, Wilder, you couldn't even wait. Didn't you predict like 3-4 rounds or something? Really, Wilder, you couldn't wait. He seen that dinner out there. He's like, let me hit him with this bomb real quick. Boom. It's like, God dang, are you serious? Yeah, that took me back to Tyson. That made me have Tyson flashbacks. I'm like, oh no, here we go with this. A one rounder with somebody who can actually punch and can take a little bit of a beating. Because he could take a little bit of a beating, but that was kind of sad right there. That's like, damn, dude, really? You can only get so much pleasure out of watching that rerun. But but that's on my troll smash. Y'all know that, right? It's all highlighted and stuff like that. Brandon Dixon up in here. Man, the last time we seen Brandon Dixon? Like a year ago? Brandon Dixon said, Eagles whip. He was good, bro. Long time no hear. No long time your ass ain't bring your ass up in here. And look at you. You still colored out. See, I don't do my people like that. Y'all remember Brandon, don't y'all? Brandon ain't had his ass up in there. Wow, he said Eagles way up. He said I made a few comparisons, but I'm not comparing Ali with Floyd. See, Gil, you just don't get it. See, the thing is Derek Bailey, D to the Bailey. He's salute to Brandon Dixon though. But anyway, he's my voice of reason right now because he's paying attention to the chat, whereas you're playing PlayStation or some shit and you're just in the chat. No, the whole topic was the new greatest, but you narrowed it down to Floyd. And I said Floyd is he's not even the greatest today. He's not even the face of boxing right now. And he's still living, him and Manny is still, they're about the same age, right? Manny's the face of boxing right now. Manny Pacquiao is the face of boxing. I'm sorry, Manny Pacquiao is the face of boxing. And it might be biased and stuff like that too, though. But once they lifted up Manny, they kept Manny up there. Manny, they never dropped Manny. They dropped Floyd's ass like a plate of hot garbage. They just dropped his ass. Once he was out, that was it. And then people just got tired of him. And then even after the McGregor, now people watched it because of the spectacle, but people didn't really want to. They were still hoping, or maybe somebody in the MMA, UFC can take his ass out. I mean, that's all that was. He had the factor. Now he brings into the conversation of who hates and who don't hate. You see what I mean? Who to hate and who not to. Now, all of the so-called colored, black, or Negro fighters or any other fighters like that had that element of I have to have 50-50 at least. I have to have people that will pay to see me get my ass whooped. And matter of fact, you should want more of those than people that want to see you win. I'm not saying they are your fans, but you should want more. You should have enough hate, but in the long run, it should turn to love in the end. I'm not saying don't be the most hated fighter and just be hated all the time. But if you bring in all them extra fight fans, they're not fight fans, but a lot of people that hate you and want to see you lose, that's actually good for you. Because that brings up the numbers. You see what I mean? That's going to bring the numbers up. Yeah, Brandon Dixon, I remember way back, I think Brandon was in there, and they was just clowning. Y'all was acting the fool, man. That was one of my first shows when we had that long-ass show. It was about probably that'd be 4 hours or something like that. We just talked about everything, man. And I was talking about the men and stuff like that, and the sex and all that, and I said a certain thing, and y'all had me dying, man. Now, you was in there on that day. You, sir, was in there. That shit had me dying. I was like, look at them. They out there crying and stuff. That's before everything went haywire and stuff, and it took me a while to get back on. But guess what? I got back on. But like I said, if you got more hate, then that's bringing in numbers. That's all that is, bringing in numbers. But advertisement, that's where the money comes from. When people always talk about pay-per-view, you guys stop being stuck on that. Only kids gonna be stuck on shit like pay-per-view. Even the fighters, stop that shit. If you can get paid from advertisement, if you can get paid for that, more money than pay-per-view, then take that. It's gonna be easier accessible to people too, so they can get replays. The Super Bowl is not pay-per-view. How much money does it generate though? I'll wait. Is this a couple of 100,000? 2 or 3 million? So there you have it right there, man. I just get tired of people just thinking you're not going to see. This is not when you come in here. It's not win lose. It's lose. And yes, you're on my side because I'm talking about stuff that makes sense. Then you should be like, okay, Eagle making sense. You don't come here because Eagle just be making nonsense. That's not why you come here. And yes, you are just a hater of Eagle's Web, and I got you wrong. And I call you my champ. I'm talking to your ass now. I call you my champ. Yeah. But I'm making comparison. I didn't just make comparisons with Floyd. I made comparisons with George Foreman too. Because Foreman got the grill. What does Floyd have now? Now I'm comparing Floyd and George. George got a grill. What does Floyd have? Ali had a restaurant. What does Floyd have? Floyd what? He might have a business somewhere, but does he have didn't Ali have a place called the Champ Burgers? And then guess what? George took that. George kept it lineal, said, well, Ali, you had the Champ Burgers, but how about I make a grill and they make their own burgers at home? Okay, so Floyd need to take it up from there. So it should be Floyd's steak griller. So we got to go past even though I don't eat meat, but I'm saying. So now we're not going to just do burgers. Now we're going with Floyd should have like the MTM grill. This good for steaks or something. And we're keeping it lineal. Inside the ring and outside the ring. Brandon Dixon. Okay. He said, let me see, because Eagles Web. He said, okay, I know he said something. He said, laughing my ass off. He said, I know. I've been busy. Yeah, you've been busy for months. Now he's like Michael Johnson was bad back in the day. Then he passed it off to Maurice Green. There we go. Keep it lineal. Brandon, how long Brandon even been in here, y'all? Brandon come in, he already on top. Now, how could you be in here for the whole show and you the only one that's off top? Everybody else is on topic. Everybody else is like this, straight line. Everybody else lineal, and your ass off to the side. All the horses is on the racetrack, and your ass is all in the infield and shit. You done fell over the fence, and you flopping around on the ground and think you winning and shit. No. Nope, you ain't winning. It's like a fish out of water thinking he winning the race, the swimming. You ain't swimming in grass like you swimming in the water in the ocean. Sit your dumb ass down, fish, or get your ass back out there before you suffocate. Yep, Sir Flame crying. He said like a plate of hot guard. That's how they drop them. But then again, the reason I'm saying that, it might sound harsh, but the reason I'm saying that is because they have always done this. I mean, I got to defend him a little bit because they have always done that to the so-called fighters of color and athletes of color. They're even doing it to the people of color right now. How they got us in these streets and fighting and killing us and everything else. You understand? But that's just the way it's going to be. Because the warrior spirit is gone out of the people. The people protest and march and break windows and burn shit, but that's all they're going to do. They're not going to. And first of all, let me just ask you this. They talk about police state and all that. How many people feel safe out there? Put up a 1 if you feel safer because police are on the street. I want to see somebody put up a 1. If you feel safer in your neighborhood because if you see a police drive by. I just want to know. And this is like this is not for statistics, but it's just like this is a small form. But put up a 1 if you feel safer when you see police. Oh, the police is there. Dun, 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 to save the day. And how many people, if you had an old pawpaw, or you had an old grandfather, if you had an old grandfather that didn't take no shit, which I did, that would pick a horse's ass up by the neck, in which he did, would pick a horse up by his fucking neck, would you feel safer around about Eagle's grandpa, Paw? Big Eagle? Or Big Grandpa, would you feel safer around him or you feel safer around the cops? See? So that whole shit that we need you for our safety, I don't need you for my safety. When I see you, I feel unsafe. I want you to get the F out of my neighborhood when I see you. And I live in a good area, but it's only a block away from a real bad area. But I still take my chances on my own rather than have you come around and mistake me for somebody else. So the whole police shit, I don't feel safe with police. I feel like Fuck police. And yes, I said it on here. This is no hate speech, but when I say fuck, it means it's an acronym. It means forget the undermining cops. They could kick rocks. That's my acronym. You see what I mean? Because that's the way I feel about them. Is I don't need them around. I tell them, man, I had to go to the station over some bullshit because the guy said I was on the phone, this and that. I had to go over to the station. He ended up dropping the shit, but I still had to pay court fees. But when I went to the station, I'm like, man, you make me go out of my way. I got to go over here and get this shit signed off by the police and all this shit. You inconveniencing me. I even told the cop, I said, you guys got to stop that shit. I told the cop right there when they were signing the paperwork. I said, y'all got to stop that. Just pulling people over for this bullshit. Not even a moving violation, man. I said, people got rights to do stuff, man. Y'all don't want them to do shit. Oh, and she was trying to argue with me and all that, talking about, we need to pull for ID and all that. I said, no, you don't. I said, it's not even an offense, not even a crime. I said, get your ass up out of there. You know what I mean? I talk the same way. And like I said, people might think I'm rude in person too sometimes, but I'm the nicest person. A lot of people just don't understand that. Right now, yeah, that's me. I'm having a fight right now. I'm having a family fight right now. But I'm not in the wrong. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to get all the apologies. I'm going to get all the, oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to get all that because I'm right and I'm not trying to be right. That's just why I just live. I don't live to hate and go against people, but I have to bring stuff out we have to dig into this subject a little bit deeper because to keep people from that illusion, oh yeah, this great. Because what happens you're talking about history and stuff like that, what's going to happen in the history is you're going to forget people that were actually great because you try to replace them with somebody who wasn't great or the greatest. You're going to tell them you can't replace certain stuff. There's certain stuff you can't replace. They still have to fit. Like Jesse Owens, you're not going to really replace them, but you can fit. And the ones that took the torch, they took the torch and ran with it and said, look, I'm going to do that shit too. Carl Lewis took that shit and ran with it. But he can't replace them. But he could be mentioned with them. Some people can't be mentioned. That you can't be mentioned with. Just like it's like D to the Bailey said. Even ask Larry Holmes. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to replace Muhammad Ali. He knew it. I can be the people's champ. And he didn't do a whole lot of talking and all that. He just said, I'm the people's champ. He just kept it simple. But then you get to a loudmouth, I'm the greatest of all times. And huh? You the greatest of all time? Get your ass out of here. That was already taken. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that, Sir Flame. I'm sorry about that. He said, D-Ray, that was a late too. Yeah, D-Ray put up the too late, huh? yeah, D-Ray. Y'all talk to me. Yeah, Sir. Yeah, there you go, Sir Flame. Millions. That's right. D-Ray, the strip club. Yeah, throw them ones up. Yep. DP. Derek to the Bay, he put up another two. Gil Cole finally got on the board for a little bit. He done put up another two. And then Mike Henney. And salute out to Mike to the Henny, man. I'm just now catching up with Mike to the Henny. He said, shout to Eagles Way of Boxing Channel. The Eagle Man. That's right, Eagle Man. He remember that shit. See, my people remember when I tell them stories because I told them about my street story. How the elder be out there. Because he an older dude, man. He I don't know how old he is, but he is an older dude. One of my brothers out there, native. He out there on the street, man. Some shit going on. He be like, Ego. Because you got all kind of people out there just clip, and they get your ass out there, man. Like I said, they did the trash grab on my ass one time. Got my money and did the trash grab. And I wasn't really expecting that, and I wasn't versed in the trash grab. Where they grab your money and shit, and then they run in and you chase them down and act like they don't got shit. I ain't got nothing. And they throw their hands up, pulling their pockets out and shit, and they got a bag of trash for them. And what they do is they throw your money in the trash bag. You look in there, you don't see shit. All you see is trash. And so the dude got away with that shit for a while, and then I finally caught his ass. I said, wait, F that. Let me see what's in that bag. I looked down there. I said, oh, there's my money down there at the bottom. But it's not really trash, but they put paper and shit together, make it look like trash. It's nothing filthy. You still, even if it was filthy, if somebody took $100 from your ass, you still gonna grab that shit out. Yeah, but that motherfucker used the trash grab on me, and I caught his ass though. Okay, oh, that's a new one. Okay, that's a new one. That's the new way to clip people like that. The trash grab. Instead of passing shit back and forth, like you throw it to your homie, they throw it back over there, they do the trash grab on your ass. So he's carrying a bag of trash, they grab your shit and then throw it, and they run, but at the same time they stuff in the trash bag. Okay, so now I'm hip to the trash grab. You can't get me with the trash grab no more. You got me with the trash grab once, but you can't keep getting me with the trash grab, baby. Guess what? You can't get Eagle no more. Huh? You can't get Eagle no more with that. That's right. Oh, yo, I got your ass. But anyway, like I said, my salute to my brother, man. Finally got hit. The Henny Hen finally got it hit. I call him Henny Hen sometimes, man. Mike Henny. Everybody got their names and stuff. But I'm glad that my brother finally got back in here. See, and even Mike, you haven't seen Brandon in a long time, huh? Brandon's ass been MIA like a mother. Brandon been MIA. Matter of fact, Brandon, I got a new Cash App, man. You can hit that Cash App up. No, I got people that don't even come to the show to hit my Cash App. I'm like, what? I met cool people on others before I had my child. I met so many cool people that are just so generous and so nice, man. Y'all wouldn't believe it, man. That they just nice people. They just generally got the heart, man. They really do. They really just got heart, and they just come through. And I'm like, and sometimes, man, I'll be wondering why they came through. I'm like, why'd you came through? You don't even come to the show. You don't even say nothing. You just watch the replay and let me hook up Eagle. And I'm like, this is nice people, man. So everybody is not about money. I can give a shit less. I don't care. Y'all ain't got to give me 10 cents. I still want to do the show. If I have an audience, I got a few people come in and mess with me. We had a good, this show was good. My distraction, I messed my distraction up, man. I messed his ass up today, though. Y'all know it. Y'all watch me slaughter my deception, or not deception. I'm not going to call him the deception. But my distraction, my detractor in distraction today. Y'all watch me put hands on him. And he crying laughing about it. So it's better to cry laughing than just cry. That's right. But my brother Mike Henny, of course, always salute. DB put the one up. Okay, salute to the chat. D Ray up in there again. He said Eagles opine. He said Big Eagle. That's right. And that's in my opine. That's right. The Big Eagle. But he don't call me Big Eagle. He can't, he loves that my name is Eagle. Because ain't nobody else gonna turn around. If he's in the crowd and he say Eagle, he already know I'm gonna come running. Because that's my elder right there. You protect your elders, man. I don't even know if it's life and death when he be saying Eagle. I just run. I don't even check out shit. You know what I mean? I should, like, anybody got weapons and shit like that? I don't really care. But when he say that shit, when he say Eagle, then Eagle, when he say Eagle run. When he say Eagle take off like, hey, brother, what's up? What's up, elder? Who I got to fuck up over you? See, that's it. That's what it is, man. But people losing that. And that's, I grew up with that. But people losing that, man. Shit. You don't want natives mad at your ass. Natives will come get your shit. Believe me. You think they won't? Natives will come get your ass. Believe it. They will. We don't play like other people play and shit. Or like people play. We don't play like that. Even in the small, if we occupy a small area, we don't play the same stupid ass games that people play. We don't play like that, man. That's right, D Ray. You salute out to Mike Henny. Mike Henny up in there. Yeah, Ray. Salute my brother Mike Henny crying. The trash grab. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Mike. The motherfucker he got me, man. Hey, Mike, he got me with the trash grab. And plus, the thing about it is he got over with the trash grab for a while. He got over with that shit until I caught on. Because I couldn't just let my money go like that. I'm like, man, I can either stomp his ass down or try to get my money. Yeah, but he got my ass with the trash grab. But I got back. Oh, yeah, look at it. And we and me is up here. We meet till this day. We are the kings. That's right. Man, we miss you, brother. We ain't seen you in a while, man. He up in there, salute to him. He said, Eagles Web. He said, salute to you in the web chat, man. And then Sir Flame right back. He said, y'all jab that like button. That's right. Jab the like button before, and then click on live chat. After you hit my thumbs up, then hit on the live chat. Don't hit top chat. Because just in case a tramp come in here. If y'all don't know what a tramp is a championship troll. But anyway, we meet TV till this day, we are kings. I just call him we. Or till this day, I call him something like that. We are the kings. He said, Eagles Web, salute to you in the web. That's right. He said, y'all jab that like button or y'all neck that Sir Flame. He said, don't get neck in Eagles Web boxing. He got the weapons up good. He got the gloves up good. Some more weapons. He got, damn, he put the 100 up there in the fire. And then Brandon, he's doing his little salute. Everybody saluting out. And here we go again with the Gill. I'm going to go ahead and read it, y'all. I told y'all I'm going to stop reading junk, but I'm going to read the Gill's junk anyway. He said, Eagles Web. Floyd said, check your cash app. Yeah. Floyd, shit, that's funny. I can roll with that one on Gil. Yeah. Fucking Floyd, are you serious? But look here. So he ain't gonna get back shit. I don't care if you got damn near $1 billion and you get back a couple of million, you ain't gave back shit. I don't care if you bought dinners or bought somebody something. I don't give a shit. If you got that kind of money, which you don't need in the first place, which you don't need 1,000 cars and all that, you don't need that shit when you got a people just struggling. If I ever had, that kind of money, my people wouldn't be struggling like they are right now. I go straight back to my reservation. I go to my reservation and I go help the chiefs out over there. That'd be the first thing before I help anybody else out. I'd be helping their ass out. And that's what I'm saying. It's hard to back nations when your nation don't back you. And that's why I have a problem with that whole race thing. Like I'm a certain race. I don't believe in races. I believe all of us come from a nation. The nations ain't changed, man. Thousands of years, the nations are the same. We just travel. That's all. Yeah. And if I tell dumbass people, dumbass scholars that, oh yeah, life started in Africa. Okay, so everything else was dead. Wasn't no birds over here. All the birds and everything else just migrated and walked over some ice and came over here to America, South America, and all that. Wasn't shit over here. Wasn't no animals, nothing. So life started there. If you believe that life started in Africa, you just dumbass. Life started on the earth simultaneously. So stop believing stupid shit. Y'all, that's the reason you believe that, because you believe in the dumbass man's science. But if you don't think birds and shit was here already, if you think wasn't no grass here, wasn't no mountains and none of that shit, that the mountains and shit came from Africa and everything else, then why ain't the same animals over here if everything started from Africa? How come the same animals ain't over here? Why is it different animals here? Why is it different animals for different environments? I got to squash all kinds of shit sometimes because people are so fucking stupid that you got to always squash they argument. See, scholars talk to me like that, and then I just crush them like quick because I don't even think when I crush them. I'm like, yeah, okay, what? And then they start coming up with their long explanations and all that. I'm like, okay, yeah, the earth was frozen and all that. Earth ain't never been frozen. Get your dumb ass out of here. If it was frozen, it'd still be frozen. You can't unfreeze shit that's that big. How you gonna unfreeze something that's that damn big? The temperature just all of a sudden gonna go up. Oh, the sun got hotter. It's getting older, but it's getting hotter. The sun don't have no age. It's a light. Shut your stupid ass up. It was light and it was put up there. When people say stuff to me, I just see, because I'm used to just crushing backs. That's what I do. I crush the shit out of people's backs. They don't be expecting it to happen, but it just happened. I just crush their backs. Like, all my scholarship, all those years of college, all them thousands of dollars that I wasted and I don't know shit. Yo, you don't know shit. It's not your fault. It's just that you fell into a system of learning. You didn't listen to your elders. You listened to somebody just because they said they went to college and they was a teacher. You start listening to them. You said, forget grandma. Old grandma don't know. Old grandpa, they don't know. That's what you said. Oh, that's old way. Yeah. You see what y'all got. Yeah. Mike Hennigan said, he said the natives don't play. He said they would put a mojo on your ass because we carry that dust in the sun. He said that shit. See, that's why I don't fuck with Mike Henny. Y'all miss Mike. Hey, y'all put up a one if y'all miss Mike. I don't miss his ass because I started to miss him, but y'all already know how my chat ended up if Mike got his ass up in here, him and Sir Flame and the rest of them. But when Mike in here, he already talking about my bag. He talking about my dust. I'm gonna go ahead and read the rest of it out. He said he gonna be carrying that dust in that sack. He said that shit will blind you. Cause remember he always get on my tea and everything else. Oh, Mike. All right, but good looking, brother. We glad to see you come back through today, man. Oh, Mike stupid as hell. Mike Henny laughed. He said, salute my brother. Eagles Web. He said, boy, need his super chat. He up on the screen. Check your cash app. Yeah. Yeah. If Floyd send me something, hey, Floyd, thank you. That's all you get. You don't even get no special. You don't even get no special salute or nothing like that. Yeah, there go my ones right there. Yeah, but Brandon say exactly. Yeah, yeah. We me is up in there. He said Eagle said. He said that bird walked on ice. He said I'm done. The first chicken run. That's the first chicken run was across the ice. What they eat on the way over here? And see, that's what I'm saying. People are so fucking stupid that you think you had elders. Well, remember I covered this a long time. I covered this shit last year though. But we had elders and babies and infants and unborns and shit walking across some ice with supplies just to get to a new land. When your ass already got farms and shit, you already growing, you got fruit and shit right there where you can just walk outside and pick shit off the tree, but you gonna bring your ass all the way up over here because life started over there. Yeah. You already know what time it is. I should have been gone. That's why shit's starting to blow up. Oh, he's done with the show now. No, I ain't done with the show. I'm still talking. Leave me alone. If we was on the whole tip that there's no replacement, like I said, that Muhammad Ali is the greatest. I mean, we're talking about the replacement. Well, what I was saying is some people want to look at it just one way. Oh, the replacement. Who took the baton? Can we talk about the Michael Johnsons? We talk about the Jesse Owens. We talk about the Carl Lewises. Who took the baton and brought all the champs on their back and took it up to another level? That's what I'm saying. That's how you become the greatest, and that's how you take the greatest with you. You can't even be in the conversation of greatest, not even of all times, but you can't be in the conversation of greatest if you're not carrying everybody with you. If you're not carrying everybody with you, then you can't be on that greatest. You can't. You cannot. You could be great at boxing. I'm saying, oh, you're great at boxing. What about everything else? How do you treat people? Are you great with people? Huh? Let me ask you, so if I was doing a comparison like that, just a one-on-one comparison, it wouldn't even be a comparison. Because I would look at this one fight right here. I'm looking at the fight. What was Muhammad Ali's fight about outside the ring? He was willing to go to jail over what? And so what did MTM go to jail over? That's the coffin's already shut right there. It's closed case just right there. On that alone, it's already closed. I see DB down there. D to the base. He say, facts, Eagle. And then Gil Coles, he crying at Eagle. Yep. See, I told you, Gil like to play. I fuck Gil up. I told you, I already know. I fuck Gil up all the time. But that's my boy. I mess with Gil heavy, and everybody know that, and he know that. So he come in, he's like a co-host, but he is like a distracting ass little shit sometimes. You know what I mean? He come in with his shit, a lot of times. Yeah. I wouldn't cut my shit off. Some of it. I still got my native style, but I cut that shit. It feel good, man. When you cut your hair, man, it feel good. When you just cut your hair, it just feels good. Like, oh shit. You be feeling it too, like bristles. You be feeling that shit like you can't leave it alone though. You always keep touching it like Yeah, Mike Henry, I say exactly. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Boom, boom, boom. We meet TV till this day, and we are kings. He said, Ali's daughter never been to jail. There we go. That's what I'm saying. You comparing it. So you got to compare families too. Ali got a daughter to fight, right? How's his family doing? I'm not saying, well, if you're going to do the whole thing, if you're going to talk about greatest and all that, but if you're going to do it, let's do it the right way. Because you knew I wasn't going to just do it based off the boxing. Because a great fighter also does what Muhammad Ali did. He fought for us. He fought for everybody. Say, get your ass back in the ring with Norton 2 or 3 times. Getting there with Frazier. Everybody kept throwing him back in. He kept doing what the people wanted. Ali should have walked. Especially after that, Ali should have walked. To really walk. I mean, he probably could have walked before that. But Ali should have walked after the Foreman win. That was a walk-off. That was a walk-off right there. That's his walk-off right there. Everything else, that's my walk-off. I whooped Foreman. That should have been his final curtain call right there. He should have walked off. And that even shows greatness. Because he's great enough, and people might say it's foolish enough, but I was great enough to fight when I shouldn't have fought because the people, just demanded it, so much of them. And that's what it really is. Stop it, Gil. Gil's so stupid. Look, he down there. He talking about Floyd Mayweather in that super chat. You stupid boy. Yeah. But all of us, I mean, a lot of us, and see, what I can't do is I'm not going to really talk about or compare or say that some of us went to jail or stuff like that for, like I said, we're set up to go to jail a lot of times or to just totally comply to bullshit. So if you're not going to comply to all the shit, then you might end up in jail. And my ass has been in jail too. So it's like, because you don't comply to all the shit. Like, and plus for us, it's even harder because it's like, I'll be honest with you. For us, it's hard. And we have these discussions outside of the public. That we have these discussions. Is we're tired of these motherfuckers that occupy our land and then call other people illegal and call other people occupiers. And make up all the rules. We had our own rules. The fuck we got to follow your rules for when we already got a set of rules. Man is the only one that got to make up all kinds of rules and shit because he don't know how to live. It's stupid. Well, you got to make up shit because your heart and your mind is not telling you to just act right or just treat people a certain way or just do certain stuff. You're the only creature like that. The rest of the animals know what the F is going on. So we got to know about the animals, what the F is going on with animals, what is animal attack or what shit. I have probably more fear for a policeman with his hand on his gun than I do of a lion in the zoo with his mouth open. You see what I mean? It's because we're the only creatures, and you are a creature if you believe in creation. If you think that you came from this explosion, I'll tell you what, buy your ass a whole truckload of explosives and try to duplicate that shit. Just do all kinds of stuff. Just strap certain animals to it, like snakes and all kinds of shit, rats, all kinds of shit. Just strap them to some explosions and see if it makes them, see if it duplicates them or does something or anything. Just put all kinds of compounds together in heat and just explode that shit. Practice. Put that shit in the microwave, the regular oven. Just try all kinds of shit and try to come up with some kind of life. Huh? So I'm just saying. This is my opine. But a lot of people still believe, science is scientific and speaking. This is like this and, scientifically. Fuck you and your science. Now, what about that? I'm going by what Grandma said. Now, I'm going to stick with what Grandma said because she said you're a liar. She said you speak two ways at once. I'm going to believe that. And guess what? It still goes for today. It's still saying the same thing. Marvin Gaye had a song called What's Going On. Go listen to it. It's very poignant for today. Old school stuff. Go listen. If you're going to be a reader, read what your people wrote. You're going to be a listener, listen to what your people say. Stop listening to all this dumb shit. Don't nothing frustrate me more than just some dumbass person. Just somebody who's just dumb for no reason. You just want to be dumb. Oh, I'm just dumb. Okay, well, you're just dumb. Well, in Eagles Web, I'm not going to allow my people to come in here and just be dumb on everything anytime that you come in here. Is that we're going to have a deeper discussion about stuff because then now that I break it down this way, is that now we're not looking at the greatest the same way. Because everybody looking at the greatest all like the boxing skills and all that. Like I said, name a university. I don't give a shit what university you want to name. Arizona State. Name a university that will offer Floyd Mayweather a doctorate, an honorary doctorate in the literary arts or even in sports science or anything. Name one university. And then you could, and not just Floyd, but the reason I put Floyd there because he said I'm the greatest of all time. But any other fighter, not just Floyd. Any other fighter too. Name them. The guy that said Klitschko, guess where he's at? Is he in there still? Because he said, you're just rude and this and that. Everybody knows that when you start calling name calling like that, you start calling Eagle rude and all that, and you in my chat, you already know what's gonna happen to you. So I threw his ass out. Get your ass up out of here. I'm so rude. Now this is rude. Get the F out of here. That's what's rude. Because I wasn't saying nothing to be rude. I just say I speak a certain way. I'm not yelling today. I did a little bit of yelling, but not like because sometimes I just go I go off like completely. Like with the Earl Spence thing, when I was breaking it down, I had to go off because people was just saying too much. I got tired of hearing the thing about the Kell Brook. I just got tired of hearing it. Yeah. Got tired. And I got tired. I said, it's time to smash this shit. But we got to pay attention, man, that we're going into these deceptions too. Also in this boxing and stuff. I'm not trying to listen to a whole lot of stuff. If in fact, like I said before, if you listen to my words this time, if in fact the damage that was done to Wilder was done maliciously under dirty circumstances, when I say dirt, y'all know what dirt is, then I would still say to press some criminal charges on his ass, still knock his ass out, and after you knock his ass out, then press charges on his ass. That's just me. You think you gonna hit me with a baseball bat and somebody ain't gonna press charges? Because there's only two things that can happen. Either press charges on your ass or you got to go. I can't do eye for eye. Because I might not hit you. I only get one shot. I might not hit you as hard as I need to hit you. Like I said, it's only going to be two ways. We got to go do something or something. But we know they all out, man. Yeah, we had one in here today, and Eagle smashed him. One troll. That's not bad. We haven't had trolls for a while, so we had one troll today, and so I had to smash him out because he comes in and he's trying to badmouth Eagle, and don't come in here trying to badmouth Eagle, because if you come in here trying to badmouth Eagle, then he gonna get you. It's simple as that. I might let you last a little while. I didn't even thin his neck out, but I just told him because his one statement got him thrown out, because just making that statement for no reason. Because you have to get used to being in the chat to find out that, hey, he's not rude. He just says stuff a certain way, and that's just his way of doing it. And once everybody who found that out, once everybody found that out, everybody become to love Eagle a lot more and more. Because I don't have people that mess with me that don't really mess with me like that. Yeah. Because I've had people to do me wrong and stuff, and I just stepped away from him. Just got away from him, so I ain't messing with him no more. Yeah, and that's what I do. I just get away from him, and that's what you're supposed to do. You just get away from people when people are gonna be a thorn in the side or slander you and shit like that. Then hey, that's what you do. Yeah, and D. Ray, he said after the second Spinks fight, it was about bullshit. Yeah. Well, a lot of people said it was the first Spinks fight too, but Larry Holmes was about to. They put that hate on him, man. They was like, "Oh shit, he about to break Marciano's record." And so of course you should have known the screwing was coming up. In hindsight, maybe never fight Spinks. Just fight a couple of fighters that you can do a double up on a couple of fighters, beat a couple of fighters up twice, and just retire. And then we meet TV till this day. He said, we are kings. He said, jail just another room. That's all it is. In certain communities, that's all jail is. Jail is an extended room outside your normal domain. So your normal house is just jail is your room across town or across state. That's all. That's what jail is to a lot of us. It's all, hey, I got a room across state. He said, man, make up a lot of rules because they like to frown upon things. Yeah, that's what they got to do. So there you go. And Brandon Dixon, very intelligent, very mature response that they make up a lot of rules because they like to frown upon things. There you go. When you got so many rules, which you shouldn't, because we're the only creatures that have all these damn rules. So You got all these damn rules to frown upon, and this to have you following shit, to stress you out for all your whole life. You stressing out, worried about following rules, when you can't even drive properly one day. Nobody drives properly one day. Nobody absolutely drives the speed limit. Get that straight. Nobody. You cannot. Even your cruise control will mess that up. You're either going to be over the speed limit or under the speed limit. So you can't even follow that. So it's a setup. Everything is a whole setup. Oh, I got you is 4 miles over. So they're going to get you. They always got a way where they can get your ass. Oh my goodness. Mike can't even see Mike come in here already. Mike said Floyd can't even get an elementary school class room certificate. God dang. That's not good, man. That's right, Mike. Mike, that troll train. It's still here. I don't put it up sometimes, but today I just felt I did have a troll, so just let people know when they see it, the troll train. Yeah, we did have one up here. And then Brandon Dixon said, hit me with a baseball bat. You better cancel Christmas. That's it. That's it, man. There's only 2 things that can happen. I can't hit you back with the bat, because that's eye for eye. I don't know how hard to hit you, because I survived and I hit you. So I'm saying you might not survive. It's like for me, either I got to get paid, because that's how society is. I got to get paid or I got to take your ass out. That's it. Mike Kenny said, Eagle Man is a gift. Yeah. I try to stay real with y'all, man. I don't mess around, man. When I talk to y'all as a grown man, and I talk to y'all like y'all is grown man. And my little brother in here, my little baby brother, you guys see I got to rough his ass up. I got to put his ass in headlocks almost damn near every show, because he come in here with some shit. And I don't even bring up, and people know that this mess with me about my show. I never really bring up MTM. I don't really talk about it. I don't like to talk about him. His skill set was what it was. His opposition was what it was. But in no manner of fashion is he even in that conversation with one of the greatest. Not even the greatest, but one of the greatest. He's not even in the conversation with Sugar Ray Robinson. I'm sorry. He's not in that conversation. He's somewhere else. I don't know where he's at, but he's not in that conversation. That's right. We meet to this date. We are kings. He said, grown folk chat in the web. That's right. D-Ray said Ali took on all challenges. Mayweather handpicked, the easy route. I'm not saying that he always handpicked it, because you get what you get. But the thing is, that people, see, this is how you become the greatest. And see, the people dictate who you fight. We don't have that no more. It's like, because I even heard because I was listening to a show with Muhammad Ali on there, a rerun of a show, where a caller called in, and he said he needed to see a Norton fight. He needed to see another Norton fight, after Ali had fought Norton 3 times already. I'm like, God dang. They just want the champ to get beat. It's like, because it was closer fights or whatever. It's just because of the style. Styles make fights, and Ali didn't have great fights against Norton, but he beat him up. He still beat him up, but he just didn't have great fights against him. Some people you can't fight against and have great fights. Floyd, for the majority of Floyd's fights, when he got up to, especially in welterweight and junior welterweight, whatever, his fights were like more or less, they just one-sided. It's just really no competition. And yes, he changed up and did some shit, and then like make somebody like Madonna look like okay, because Madonna looked like he okay, like, oh shit, I could mess with him, you know what I mean? But no, you still got your ass whooped. You see what I mean? But it is what it is, man. But if you want to be in that conversation, then you have to live up to a certain expectation. And like I said, there's no replacement. But you can at least carry it with you, like, shit, at least say it. At least Larry Holmes was man enough to say that I'm not able to handle this. There's no way I'm going to be able to, follow Ali. You see what I mean? I can't follow Ali, but at least since I'm not following him, I'm going to do my best to carry this torch with me and do the best I can as a champ. That's how you do it humbly. But when you just brag, oh yeah, I know I'm the greatest of all. I'm the greatest of all time. He was good, but I'm the greatest. Check out my skill, my resume. You know what you? I don't speak English. I mean, I speak it good, but believe me, I'm not that good. But I know that my speech of this English language is a lot better to some people that profess to be so good in their English. and I just had somebody say that you can't even get an elementary class room certificate, and you trying to put yourself on the same stool, bench, seat, and you can't. Crown, the chair, you can't do it. You cannot do it. And even back in the day, if you look at some old clips of Ali, he back in the day, he tell you that the champs before him and the champs around him at the time, he said that they couldn't be on the same forum with him because he said most of them can't talk. He said they get up there and you ask a question, they be like, blah, blah, blah. And more or less, it's not a whole lot of fighters that were that articulate and let their tongue actually roll, where you're into it, while you could actually listen to an interview. Some of the fighters are so long-winded, but they're slow when they're long-winded at the same time. You know what I mean? So today we covered that whole thing, man. Hopefully, we'll probably have to get back on it again because I'm gonna have hard heads that don't understand what that greatest of all time means. They don't understand that there ain't no presidents calling for them in no other countries, no kings, no queens, nobody's calling for them to come speak, come talk to the people or nothing like that. So your ass ain't well known as you think you are. Your brand is here. You got one brand and your brand is right here. You're not an Earth brand. You're a United States brand, maybe a couple other countries, but you're not a whole Earth brand. So get that shit out your mind. If you want to carry the torch, then carry the torch, but also, you're not going to be able to put him on your back, but at least, take him with you. You can take the greatest with you, but until that person comes out, they can match the things that he's done, you can't have a greatest. I'm sorry, you just can't. You just got to be like Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes didn't even try it. I'm not even going to try that shit. Larry Holmes said, like, not me. I can't be Muhammad Ali, but guess what? I'm the people's champ. Let the people decide. Let the real people, I ain't talking about these bullshit people, not these people that's going to do a trash grab on your ass. If they going to do a trash grab, get rid of them. They're doing trash grabs on people. Oh my goodness. See, there go Mike. Mike said Joe Frazier was a hell of a fighter, but couldn't speak word for shit. See, that's what Ollie was saying. He wasn't really calling the brothers, like teasing them like that. I mean, he would, but you know what he meant. He was just saying that at this time and period, that I am the spokesperson for boxing. I'm the greatest. In and out. The reason he said he's greatest, it wasn't because of what he does boxing inside, because he knew he could lose. That's not what he meant. He mean I'm great because people like me outside. They love me outside the ring, in the ring, all that. So that's the whole thing about anything you do. You have to be. I mean, if you're a janitor, nobody has you. If you're the greatest janitor, probably nobody will ever know. Else there's a janitorial competition or something like that. But if you're in boxing, people is gonna know if you're the greatest because they're gonna like. I mean, eventually, they'll like. I'm saying they grow to know you and stuff like that. Like even in here with Eagles Web, people grew to know me. But I brought people in. People came in here with me, and they was already down with. Like Brandon, he was already down with me. People like Mike, they was already down. They knew Eagle already. They was like, oh, that's a son there. They said that we know the brother. He's a good brother. We know him already. So they come in, they mess with me. But you got these dumbass people that don't give you a chance to something. Oh, and see, I don't want babies in here anyway. When you're saying, oh, you're rude, you just don't get it. Because I have people, and believe it or not, there's people that go to other chats. Because I still go to other chats. I don't say as much. But I go to some chats and I see some of the people I had in here that was modded up. And I see them, but they came in here, they was like big crybabies. I'm not going to mention anybody by specifically, but you can't have a masculine name if you're a fucking crybaby. If you can't email me and talk to me or something like that, and you just gonna cry, then why are you using a title? You call yourself Mr. Big Badass, and then you in here crying, and then tell me some shit like it's only gonna be my opinion. No, I read people's opinions out all the time, and I agree with them. If they agree with me, I say, okay, that's facts. I agree with you. If they disagree, they gonna put it down. I'm not gonna say, oh man, fuck you. You're disagreeing with Eagle. I don't say shit like that. I don't do shit like that. If somebody disagree with me, you know what I do? All I do is I just say, you got a good point. You're a grown man. You got a valid point. I say, man, I got to look at it. Because sometimes maybe I didn't weigh it out right. But this, before I even came into this discussion, I weighed all this shit out. It took me over the weekend and shit. It took me a while to just come up and say what I was going to say. I said, okay, I got to bring this one out. Because you got people on that bullshit. And a lot of them are younger, so they didn't get the whole narrative. They don't know the stories behind Muhammad Ali. They just knew his oh yeah, he was good, he was fast and this shit like that, but they don't know nothing else. You got to know the other thing, that they wore that man completely out. You got fighters now that Ali fought, like, some fights he fought like 2 weeks apart. Do we even have, see, we didn't even cover that kind of part. We didn't cover that. Same thing with Sugar Ray Robinson. But do we have fighters that do that now? They get a couple of million, and then they want to sit out for a year and a half, a year and a half. And ain't nobody calling them every once in a while. Now we got social media. Every once in a while, some champ or some fighter get on here, or some little channel because we got so many thousands of channels out there. They'll talk on there. But that's what we have came to now. So there's no president calling them up. There's no emperor or nothing else. There's no king or nothing. No kings and queens calling them up to come speak, or just come visit, come stay at my palace. Which one of the champs today is being invited to go stay at somebody's palace in any part of the world? Now, I'm not talking about MTM. I'm talking about any. Who? See? When you get buried, your ass just get buried. People don't like to get buried. Don't get buried. Yeah, when you get buried, you get buried. There's no shade. There's no animosity, and there's no ill will towards anybody. It's just information, and it's just questions. But nobody can answer the question. Who's the most worthy champion? Who right now that we know of right now? Who have you heard of in the news right now? Besides the COVID and all that shit that's happening, who is just so popular as a boxing champ that they want them to come to their country and stay at their palace and stuff like that? A palace? Are you kidding me? We talked about jail. We got a room at the jail, but do you have a room at somebody's palace somewhere? I got a room in different places with family, with natives. I'm welcome a lot of places. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pick it up right away. This here is an invitation. I just wrote it on there what it is. I never touch it. I just leave it right here at my desk. I leave it right there. That's an invitation to go somewhere, but that's actually money in there. I don't even know how much money is in there. But it says money because we want you to come. We want you to come show up. And see, D-Ray acting stupid at the bottom. He said, Wilder went to go see the Pope. Okay, he went to go see the Pope. Who hasn't seen the Pope? Does everybody get to see the Pope? You're just seeing the Pope. But what do? Are you invited? I said palaces. What kingdom has invited you to come stay there? So I'm just trying to put that out there so you understand what the level of great is when you say greatest of all time. Well, he's still the greatest of all time. And we're still going off into this thing that we call time, which is still man-made because there is no such thing as time. There's day and there's night. I prove that all the time. I can prove that all the damn time. Watch to see if you see any time. Have you ever seen time? You say, oh, time is going by. Have you seen time go by? Or do you see day and night? Do you witness more day and night, or do you witness time going by? So, see, you're too easy and simple-minded for me I don't even have to think much. It just comes natural. It just rolls right off like, boom, it's out there. That's it. He said, damn eagle. Mike Kenny said, damn eagle, janitorial competition. I don't know, brother. You already know Eagle. You know me, Mike. You know I throw some shit out there, man. I don't know. I be hitting y'all with it, man. But anyway, we ran a long time today. This was actually my half-hour show today. I know y'all heard that a lot of times, huh? Hey, but I'm only doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday until the shit calms down a little bit, So yeah, so I'm just saying. So we'll get back into it like every day, but Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we try to come in here and get this Eagle chat going, man. I know I couldn't even cover everything on because I just wanted to put it out there, man. Just come on. Is that they're killing they're not taking our sport to where it needs to be taken. Track and field doing it, all these other sports is doing it, but we just ain't doing it. For example, even if we take, like, you take running backs and stuff like that for NFL. So you started off, now forgive me because I can't think of the guy's name before Gale Sayers, but it was a guy before Gale Sayers. Well, and then, okay, let's start off with just athletes himself. Jim Thorpe, he Native American, well known. Football, and then, track and field, stuff like that. And then we'll go up to the Jesse Owens and stuff like that. But he's more track and field. But football, like just on the football field. So we go up to the Gale Sears. We're talking about Jim Brown. And then we're talking about the Walter Paytons and stuff like that. See, they all passed the torch. And then we're talking about like the Barry Sanders and stuff like that. Now, I'm not trying to leave anybody out because I can't name all of them. And then on top of that, we talk about the Emmitt Smith. All of them took that and they did something special with it. But they took the baton and they just, they did what they needed to do with that baton. In other sports, they do that. But in boxing, it's like, now is, MTM, man, I'm telling you, to not be the greatest, you've been the greatest fuck upper when it comes to boxing, when it comes to making people just think nothing but money. Because now you got fans and everybody else just talking about money, and that's not what the greatness was about. It's not about the brown bag. It's not about the money grab. It's not about robbing your fans. That's not what it's really about, brother. You ain't supposed to be robbing us. You're supposed to be showing us, showcasing us, and just like, okay, I'm gonna do this one for free or whatever. That's how you're supposed to treat your fans. Instead of being like, oh, look at my Bentleys and look at my Bugatti. Come on, I'm not even mad about shit like that. I'm not jealous. I give a shit. You can only drive one car at a time anyway. I got a few cars. I'm in my lane. I don't care. I thought about like having like big cars, like you know what I'm saying. But I said, you know what for what? What do I need all that shit for? I don't need it. I don't need that. They see that big red truck roll up. The natives know who this came. They say Eagle landed. They know who's coming up. They know. You feel? But all that shit, man. Let that shit. Hopefully, Eagle then put a little bit of dirt on top of that conversation, to where we can let's stop having this conversation, man. Because there's no matchups. You just ain't gonna match up with the greatest. You just don't. Take them with you. They say I'm one of the greatest fighters, like Muhammad Ali was. He's always gonna be the great. Boom. Hey. Until somebody replaces that, that's the conversation you have to have. If you're a humble person. Yep. Yeah, Mike Henry said one day in a time. He said, can't see time. He said one day, that's it. Yeah. But D-Ray on that. D-Ray he halfway trolling, huh? D-Ray with that bullshit. See, he ain't had no more statements. Don't worry, I'm going to get rid of you, D-Ray. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But, you're trying to be a smart ass or something like that. Me out there. He said, glad you're back at MH. Yeah, Mike Henny. Yeah. See? And we me talking shit a little bit. I mean, he's saying stuff. But guess what? His ass been out for a little while too. Matter of fact, it's 3 of y'all that's been out for a while. Brandon been out for when last time y'all even seen Brandon? Damn, he in here. He said, family, I'm glad to be back on one of the most honest, intelligent brothers channel. He said, Eagles Wear Boxing. Man, I appreciate, man. Y'all just don't realize how much I appreciate y'all when y'all say stuff like that. Because that's the real blessing, when people appreciate you and stuff like that. Because I got a shout out. I was on King's show one time. And King, this is what King said, man. And this is like paraphrase, but King said, he said, you one of the most, he said, you're most one of the, he said, you're probably the most underrated. He said, you the most underrated, chat. There he is. He said, you the most underrated. And that came from King. King said that. King don't play. If King want to fight with you or argue with you, he will. if he don't agree with something. He was supposed to have his ass up in here, but he probably doing something. Because I wanted to talk to him about something that we had a discussion about. But I'm like, you know what? It is what it is, man. But people, you'll realize who's real after a while. Sometimes it take a while, and sometimes you still mess with people that's phony you don't even know. Because there's people that come in here, they mess with people that I would never mess with again, because people have wronged me, but I don't throw it out there. I'm not gonna do that because I just don't need to. And that's why. And if you don't see me certain places, that's probably the reason why. Because you wrong a person for no reason. If you gonna hang me, and I ain't murdered nobody, I ain't raped no little kids or did nothing, then you just a dirty motherfucker just hanging me, and because I ain't did shit. Especially when you ain't trying to get no information. You ain't gonna try to get information. You just gonna hang a person or whatever, or disavow any knowledge of that person, or having knowledge of that person, and they haven't said anything. That would be wrong. And that's why like people missing, like Brandon, he missing, but guess what? Brandon come back, guess what? He still got on Blue. Shit, I lost Blue for being out of a chat for 2 months. Or some I just lost, like, yeah, fuck him. Why Eagle gotta be on the fuck you page? Why I gotta be on the fuck you page? I ain't did shit to you, brother. Why I gotta be on the fuck you page? Oh man, but fuck you though, man. For what? I don't know. Everybody else say fuck you, so I'm just saying it too. Cause you're a dumb motherfucker. That's all that is. You just stupid. And your shit can't hold water with mine. Cause just like all the shit you believe in and you grew up with your life, I'll fuck all that up. I'll make sure you'll stop thinking the same way you think. If you have a deep conversation with me, you'll stop thinking all that dumb shit. You won't even think no more, oh, I guess I was wrong. It has shit to do with you being wrong. Don't be prideful and shit. Just say, brother. Thank you, man. Clear that shit up, man. Damn, I was going with that shit. Say, you right, man. I ain't trying to be right. I'm just giving you some information. I'll take the right and be like, okay, yeah, I appreciate you saying I'm right, but I'm just want to give the information. This is what I'm supposed to give. Just like if you respond, that's what you're supposed to give to me. That's why my appreciation come through. If I get appreciated, then of course I got to give it right back to you. I appreciate you too, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. That's what we supposed to do. So we ain't supposed to be fucked up with all these rules and shit. Well, you ain't do this and do. You sound like a little biatch. Oh, you didn't say it this way. You didn't do it that way. And blah, 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 blah. Shut your cackling ass up. Now, those are the type of people I want to just get the hell away from, man. I'll push your ass out the way. If you start talking to me like that, you will get pushed. I'll push your ass into a locked door. I will. I'll shove your shit right into a locked door if you start talking and you saying too much. And I'm like, man, I got to get away from you, man. You did not just you a bad element, and you just bad, man. You just bad for life. You know. I don't know. Eagle cold sometime, man. I don't try to be like that, man. Brandon Brandon said it's been some months since the last time I've been on, yeah. And Mike Hitty said, damn right. If someone wrongs someone you mess with, you should leave that wrong person alone. That's it. And I know there have been people that actually left places that I'm no longer in. And it's not because of me. It's because of what they did, and the person seen what they was doing. The person said, wait a minute, that's Eagle? Really? Nah, they was like, fuck that. Eagle ain't like that. They'll come holler at me like, nah, I gotta go holler at Eagle. You full of shit. Eagle ain't even like that. He don't put nobody down like that. He do his chat, and then he just keep it moving. He don't be just sitting there putting people down. He put the issues out there, grown folks chat. He put the issues out there, and we get it done like that. That's how we do. That's how we roll, and that's how we're going to continue to roll on this thing, man. That's how we're going to do it. But anyway, man, let me get up out of here, man. I've been on here for hours and hours, it seems like now, man. But I appreciate all y'all coming back, man. Y'all believe, man. Y'all bring joy to me, man. I appreciate all y'all coming back today, man. Y'all finally came through. Yeah, 'cause I ran late. I don't know if that's the reason you came through, and you don't usually have time, but try to make a little bit of time for Eagle every once in a while. Make sure before you hit that live that you always hit that thumbs up, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see, and my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. That's right. Nothing but blessings, man.